me from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy, I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row, try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow way down below. Oh, it's a lot of woe, and that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you not to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true,
Hello, everyone. How are you? Good morning. Wow, it's been a long time. I haven't been live in a hot minute, and I am so sorry about that. I have been watching my little chickie Nuggie. Her mama has gone back to work, and so she's been with me, and I'm trying to figure out how to like juggle everything. And I must confess, as we all know, time management is not one of Bendy's skills. Okay, it's like a developing skill. So I'm working on it. I've gotten better, but I'm still not where I need to be. So, yes, excuse me, I will be streaming the trial, Donna Adelson's trial. They're expecting opening statements to begin on or before the 25th. Jury selection begins tomorrow, the 19th. Okay. I did see on Surviving the Survivor, who's been also covering and following this case forever, since the beginning. They have a live scheduled at 12:30 for a hearing. I went directly to the docket in Leon County. I cannot find a mention of a hearing for today. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I will definitely keep my eyes open. And if there is a hearing, then what I can do is just cover it tonight if you guys want to. So what I thought I would do in the interim, in between now and when opening statements start, is go back to the beginning to understand how we got to this point, for those of you guys who have been hearing rumblings about Donna Adelson and the Adelson family and their participation in the murder of Dan Markel, who is a Florida State or was a Florida State University law professor. The Adelson family are dentists, and except for Wendy, Wendy's also a lawyer. So it's so good to see you guys. Let me say hi to everybody and then we'll get started. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mrs. Troy, Violet. Good morning. Good morning, Delana. Good to see you all so much. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, J13. Good morning, Creative Minds. Did I say good morning to Violet? Good morning again if I didn't. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Neat. Good to see you, babe, always. All right. So I'm so glad to see everybody. Yes, I have been following the Adelson stuff from the very beginning as well. Hey, proud grandma, good to see you. With mentor lawyer as well. Give me just one sec. Sorry about that, you guys. I do have my nuggie here today. So I'm just trying to balance everything. Just bear with me. Hey, Julie A, good to see you. All right. So what I thought we'd do is go back to the beginning. And the only way to really go back to the beginning is to start at the beginning with the very first interrogation that took place. That would be Wendy Adelson. Okay. Now, this all occurred in 2014. Charges were not brought against anybody in this situation until 2016. And the first two people that got charges were Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. Okay. Followed by Katherine Magbanua. Okay. Katherine Magbanua is connected to Sigfredo Garcia. They have children together, two children together. Okay. And Luis Rivera is connected to Sigfredo Garcia because they grew up together. They've been best friends. Okay. So, and how the Adelson family is connected to Katherine Magbanua, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera is through Charlie, which is Donna and Harvey's son, Wendy's brother. Katherine Magbanua worked at the Adelson dental office, and she was, I don't know if you want to use the word dating. I don't know if you want to call it a situationship, but that's how they're connected. Okay. And back in 2014, Sigfredo and Luis drove from South Miami or South Florida in the Miami area up to the Tallahassee area where Dan Markel lived. Dan Markel was married to Wendy Adelson, and they have two children together. Wendy desperately wanted to move back to South Florida, and she wanted to take their children with her. And Dan Markel was like, no, I don't want to be that far away from my boys. I don't want to go long periods of time without seeing my boys. I want to be in their lives day to day. Just because we're not together doesn't mean that I'm okay with just seeing my kids sporadically. He wanted Oh, how exciting, Tess. Good to see you. He wanted to have access to his children. So it was very contentious. And right up at the very in 2014, right before this happened, the whole issue was not just custody. Okay. When the boys had been visiting their mother and their grandmother and grandfather, Wendy, Donna, and Harvey Adelson, the boys reported back to their father that Donna Adelson had been saying some very disparaging things about their father, which is wrong AF. And what Dan was about to do is make it where Donna could not have access to the boys without supervision. And Wendy was not going to cut it as far as supervision goes. Okay. So Donna and Wendy and Charlie, they're all in on this. I know that Wendy hasn't been charged yet. I think it's only a matter of time, you guys. I really do. I think that Wendy will be charged with this. They've been investigating Wendy for the entire time, okay? Since this happened, she was suspect numero uno, and we're going to watch her interrogation video, and she's going to say some things that you'll understand why she should be a suspect and probably should catch some charges, okay? So, because at the end of the day, the only person that it really and truly benefited for Dan to be dead was Wendy. That's it, that's all. She's the one who benefited the most from Dan's death. So Charlie goes to Katherine Magbanua because he knows about her baby daddy, Sigfredo Garcia, and that he has, he ain't no choir boy, okay? And wants to know, can he do anything, right? Well, Sigfredo is not happy that Katherine has taken up with Charlie Adelson. He's extremely jealous of the situation. And they're playing their games back and forth. Katherine, and she goes by Katie Magbanua, and Sigfredo Garcia, they're playing games back and forth with each other, frankly. Okay. It's mutual. They're, making each other jealous, doing all of the things. Okay. Petty. And so basically, Katie says, look, Sigfredo, if you ever want to get me back, you'll do this for me. All right. These people are willing to pay big bucks. And if you'll just go take care of this. All right. So he agrees to do it. And he enlists his BFF forever, Luis Rivera. Okay. And a whole lot of shenanigans ensue. But we'll get to that. We're going to go through this the way the investigation unfolded, I think is the best way to do it. Because I think if we go through it, I thought about this a lot. That's why I didn't go live last night, because I wanted to listen to the different interrogations and figure out which way is best to present it. And I think if we're going to go and watch this trial together and you don't know anything about the case, following it the way that the investigation unfolded is probably the best way. Crocheting Bambi says, I don't know. We're all still waiting for Melanice to be charged. Maybe Wendy won't be charged. Well, Melanice is being investigated. I do believe that charges are coming for her, and I believe that charges are coming for Wendy. Here's the deal with Wendy, okay? Wendy has derivative use immunity for her testimony, okay? They need Wendy's testimony. They have Katherine Magbanua, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera dead to rights. They're already convicted. Well, Luis pled, but Luis Rivera is the one that went to the police in 2016, in October of 2016, and just said everything that had happened. So And when we get to his interrogation video tomorrow, you'll understand why they kind of need Wendy, okay? Because Sigfredo kind of he kind of changes some things around, and the details get a little fuzzy. You'll see tomorrow. We'll talk about that more in detail tomorrow. But anyway, Wendy does. They need Wendy's testimony for Charlie for sure, and for Donna for sure. Which on a side note to that, Wendy filed a motion to quash the subpoena served to her by the defense, her mother's defense. She's testifying for the state in Donna's trial, her mother's trial. So essentially testifying against her own mother. And basically what she wants is the motion to be quashed. And if it's not quashed, she's going to plead the fifth, which is, I don't understand even why we'll go into that more later, because it's all very convoluted. There's been nothing but shenanigans on Donna Adelson's part. It was cool with Donna she wanted her own jailhouse snitches to be on the witness list, because they were going to testify against some things that Katherine Magbanua had said while she was in jail, and they were in jail together. But then when the state had other jailhouse informants that had some not so good things to say respective to Donna was like, whoa, back the milk truck up. I don't think those jailhouse snitches are no bueno. They're no good, and I don't want them in. So there we go. All right, let's start with Wendy's interrogation. I know that you guys can see from the timestamp that it's 4 hours. We shan't be watching all 4 hours of it. I just want us to watch the very beginning, and then we're going to go to about the 2-hour mark and listen from there. So I think that's the best approach. All right. So without further ado, the dramatics that are Wendy Adelson. And here we go.
Do you have your ID with you?
I just listened to my voicemail.
What'd you hear?
Who
was your voicemail?
It's from Lisa Carey, who is my real estate agent, or who I had gone with to find a house. She just said she was driving around town, and she heard there was a shooting on Trescott.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I should.
It's all right, just leave it there. Is it still on?
It's right there.
Hey, it's Lisa Carey. It is Friday, and I feel like an idiot doing this, but I just heard that there was a shooting over on Trescott, and I promise I'm not trying to be dramatic or even nosy. I don't know, just checking on you, my friend. I hope all is well. I hope your sweet boys are well, and if there's anything you need, let me know. It just ran a chill down my spine when I heard that there was something going on Trescott. All right, 212-3083. Hope all is well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
That's all right, you can stop it. Or does it stop automatically?
It's done.
Okay, do you have your identification with you? All right, so you never took the last name of Markel?
No.
Adelson. Okay, Wendy with an I. Joe. All right. There was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. 2116 Trescott. 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 2116 T
Oh, but here we go.
Well, before we get into everything, I have to establish where you were and who you were with and so forth. Okay? And
Now, something that's important to keep in mind here, other than this is dramatic and there's a lot of look, I'm just going to say it how it is. Okay. This is just my opinion. At the end of the day, Wendy Adelson cries like one of the Real Housewives. All right. This is just how I feel about the whole scenario that we're about to watch. Okay. She cries like one of the Real Housewives. There's a lot of noise that sounds like crying, but there's no like actual tears of crying. Okay. And the other thing that's important to remember here is that Wendy is an attorney. Now, granted, she didn't go into like criminal or she handles immigration, citizenship, but like basically, I mean, attorneys teach you how to part of attorney school, part of law school is understanding police interrogations. Okay. Doesn't really matter what side, what field you actually go in or what you specialize in. It's part of the course of education to law enforcement. Okay. Stop playing with these people, Wendy. Stop playing with these people. And I notice that in the beginning, as he's trying to explain to her what's going on, right? You see her chest, like she's trying to work herself up. Okay. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, anybody that's just joining us. Welcome in. I just want you guys to witness the very big dramatics. And then we're going to skip forward a little bit because listen, even if we miss the next 2 hours and we only watch the last 2 hours, plenty of dramatics, plenty of drama. Okay. From Wendy with an I.
And then once we've established all that, I can give you more details.
Okay.
Do you understand why I wanted you to come here before I discuss this?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, Violet, it is. It's totally Dahlia DiPolito. What's going on, please? What's going on?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, you have nothing to be sorry about.
I just don't understand.
Crocheting Bambi, they were at daycare, babe. We're going to get to that. Don't you worry. Not a single question about the kids' creative minds. Not a single question.
Let me get over this hump, okay? Can we do that first? All right. Can you tell me what time you left your house this morning?
Yeah, I was there.
She also sounds like the chick from Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke with the comment. Just saying.
I didn't leave this morning. I didn't leave until noon.
Okay. And
Oh my God. And I tried to drive up Trescott and I saw that it was blocked.
It was blocked.
Yeah, this is going to be another issue for Miss Wendy with an I Adelson. She's going to explain it. Let me just not interrupt anymore, and let me just let you guys listen to it because I even am getting annoyed with me interrupting so much. Yeah, now she's talking normally. Now she's not hyperventilating and all the things.
At some point, I'm not sure what time it was
And I
blocked.
just thought, there's maybe some trees down or something. Because sometimes
Oh, you're saying as you drove down which one of the side roads?
when I'm going to a friend's party tonight, and it's a oh my God, what am I even talking about? I needed to buy, it's a stock the shelf engagement party, and so I went to buy bourbon.
Okay.
So I went to drive from my place up Trescott to get to ABC Liquor, and it was blocked, so I just turned around. I was on the phone at the time. I wasn't paying a lot of attention.
Right.
So I just turned around and drove up the other way. I just thought, oh, sometimes when I lived there were electrical things that would happen. I left my house around 12:15 because I thought I'll get the bourbon and then I'll get some gas for the car and get super glue for one of the boys' toys. And I was trying to do all I can before meeting my two friends at 1.
Okay, who was at your house this morning?
The only person that was at my house this morning was a guy from Best Buy because my TV was broken and it's under warranty.
Easy for you.
Yeah, I figured.
This is a classic case, y'all, of too much information. Okay? Too much information. My TV was broken and it's under warranty. Who gives a rat's fat kneecap whether your TV is under warranty or not? It's my opinion that the setup for the TV to be quote unquote broken while it's still under warranty and her brother Charlie bought the TV for her, blah, 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 is an alibi. Okay. And why, Wendy, would there be trees down? Now, listen, I lived in Florida for years. Okay. The only time, I mean, yeah, there had to be a precipitating factor. Normally, I'm not saying it never happens because obviously, but normally trees don't just fall just in Florida just cause. Usually there's a precipitating factor, like precipitation with wind, okay? Like a storm, not even necessarily a hurricane, just a storm, all right? But all of a sudden, trees are down in Wendy's mind. That's her first thought. Get out of here, Wendy, you big old liar. But this is her alibi, okay? Is being at home with the Best Buy repairman.
Okay, a guy from Best Buy was at your house to work on your TV?
I have his name and everything at the house if you want it, because the boys broke the TV, so he gave me a choice of fixing it or getting a new one.
What time did he come to the house?
He called me at around 8. He was probably there until around 10.
Okay. Okay. And then you
and then after he left, I kept working on a paper, and I emailed the paper to a librarian at school to work on some of the citations.
Okay.
And I don't think I talked to anyone else, but I was just working for an hour or so from the house. I was going to take a shower, but I didn't. I ran out of time. I did laundry. And then I left the house around noon.
To go to the liquor store and the stuff for the party?
Yeah.
Okay, you went down which road you said?
I went down Trescott.
Okay.
I saw a police car there, and I just thought it was blocked, so I just turned around and drove to, I went down the rest of Centerville, went up Benton across, went to ABC Liquors, bought the bourbon.
I'm a little confused. You're up on Centerville Road. What's your purpose of driving down Trescott?
It's usually the shortcut to get to Monroe.
To get to Monroe?
I usually take it as a cut through to get to Thomasville or Monroe.
Okay, all right, so
I don't know why I said Monroe. I was thinking Mosaic, Monroe, Thomasville.
Okay, so when you come down into town on Centerville?
I almost always cut through Trescott.
Trescott and just drive by your old house?
Well, I do it as a way of like coming to terms with a divorce, but yeah, sometimes I drive there. If I'm too sad, I drive around.
Okay.
If the kids aren't home and I know they're not home, I feel better about driving by the house, but yeah, it's shorter and I just usually drive by.
It's shorter than going all the way down to Benton?
All the way down Centerville and around Benton. It's just a shortcut I always took.
Okay, so you turned around and went back to Centerville, I take it?
Yeah.
Down to Benton and went to the liquor store down there on Thomasville?
Yeah.
The one at Benton Road?
ABC Liquors, it's at, Benton. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, did you make a purchase there?
Yeah.
And that was sometime after 12?
Probably 12:30.
Okay. All right.
And I talked to a guy there because I don't really buy much alcohol, and so they wanted bourbon, and I asked the guy, we had a whole conversation about bourbon and my eyes, like,
your eyes?
He just said, your eyes are really blue, and
You have contacts?
I do.
Okay.
But I just remembered it.
Right.
So I bought the bourbon and got some gas on Thomasville and met my friends at Mosaic.
Which gas station did you go to on Thomasville?
The one that's, I always forget the name, but the one that's close to the cross street. It's right next to the Goodwill.
Okay.
If you're heading north on Thomasville, like, if you're heading north on Thomasville, it's on your right.
Okay. Just past the Goodwill
Just
place?
past the Goodwill. It's close to the intersection there.
Okay. All right. And then from that point, you went straight to the
Went to Mosaic
Mosaic restaurant?
and met friends there. I used to have kind of a steady Friday meeting, and I hadn't seen my two friends in a while. And so we had made plans to meet up.
What time did you get to Mosaic?
About 1. I was a little late. We were supposed to meet at 1, and I got there a few minutes after.
Okay. All right. I know it's cold in here. Okay.
I think that's not why. I'm
Okay. I know it's part of it, but do you know anybody that would have a beef against your ex-husband?
He's oh my God.
I hate to ask it now, but I have to do it now. You understand, right?
I understand. He had friends. He always meant well, but he would sometimes rub people the wrong way.
Okay.
But not anyone who would do something like this.
Anybody that he owes money to?
No, he owes money to me,
He owes money to you?
but not
Okay.
not me.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh my God, we're kids. Oh.
Okay. That is the longest pause in history when somebody asks you, do you know of anybody that has beef with your ex-husband? Bruh. Yes, she does. Because she's trying to think of something to say because she knows exactly who has beef with her ex-husband. Her mom, and her dad. That's it. That's all. Like, stop playing with these people out here, Wendy. It's very annoying and it's an insult to all of our intelligence. She drives me insane. I've watched this interrogation before, but I rewatched it again yesterday to make sure about how I want to do it. I told you guys that already. Also, welcome into everybody who's just joining us in the chat. I would rather, Violet, Creative Minds asks, this is a good question. Who would you rather have Thanksgiving dinner with? Wendy Adelson, Charlie Adelson, or Luis Rivera? I'll be skipping Thanksgiving. None of them. But she's already saying disparaging remarks. Already. That's because the people that have the biggest beef with her ex-husband one of them is answering the question, and the other three are, in on it. Everything that's gone down. Oh gosh, it just irritates the heck out of me. Hey, Nature Rocks, good to see you. And MK Leon. And let's see who else came in and I wanted to say hi to, because I don't want to miss anybody. I appreciate you guys being here. Really. Hey, Dempsey. I think it's weird also that she brought up this whole about how my eyes are so blue. Girl, bye. Hey, Margie, good to see you. It's very annoying. Her whole demeanor is wrongity wrong for this situation. It's fake. It's giving, Violet nailed it. It's giving Dahlia DePolita vibes big time. All right, let's keep going. And then we're going to get to the 2-hour mark. Here we go.
I know a lot of people didn't really love him, but I don't know anyone who would do something like this.
Well, we're still trying to determine, what happened and how it happened.
But he wouldn't do this to himself.
I don't know anybody who, there was a lot of people who didn't like him, but I don't know anybody that would do this to him. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I know that was too much, too soon, like too quick of a pause in between, but my goodness. Okay. I just want you guys to know that I can, based on how I'm feeling this morning after watching this now for the second time, and I'm still the second time in 24 hours. I've watched this many times before, but after watching this for the second time in the 2 hours, this is going to be educational and a little roasty. I'm not going to lie. Okay. That's just what it's going to be, because this is just absolute poppycock.
Okay.
He was a very positive person.
Okay.
He, you know,
No one that you know of or that you've spoken to recently that he's had some type of problem with or that he was concerned about?
no one that he was concerned about. I mean, we've been separated for 2 years, so I don't know, like,
Right.
you know, if he had something going on, I wouldn't know about it. But I mean, I had lost my voice earlier this week, and so we had put off this conversation about our son's school and where he was going to go, and he I can't. I know a lot of people didn't love him, but not anyone who would, like, hate him.
Okay.
He meant well. Everyone that knew him
Okay.
knows that he means well, but he can be a little, like, argumentative,
Right.
but not, he didn't owe anyone money. He didn't do anything except work and take care of his kids. He wasn't involved in anything bad.
Okay.
I
And
can't believe this is happening.
I know. And he was a professor at the law school. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And your divorce has been 2 years, or the total separation, I'm assuming?
Total separation's been 2 years. Our divorce was finalized last summer around this time.
Okay.
He wouldn't do this to himself. He has a girlfriend now.
Do you know his girlfriend?
I met her once in the last couple of weeks. She was visiting. She lives in New York.
Okay.
Wendy, how come you continue to say he wouldn't do this to himself? Nobody's brought that up. In fact, the officer started out by saying he was shot. What are you doing?
Do you
Shut
know
up,
anything
Wendy.
about her?
I know some things about her. She's also a law professor. I know she's recently divorced and she has a son. I don't know if her divorce is final, but I think recently divorced.
Where's she a law professor at?
At NYU.
Okay.
And they seemed very happy, and I mean, I think that was a really good thing in his life. He seemed really happy about it. She came down here, she met the boys, and I met her, and she told me how great she loved the boys. You know, like it seemed fine.
Did she ever stay at the house with him?
Just that one time.
When was that?
I remember because I just got back from being with my family in South Florida. Sorry.
It's okay. You're doing great.
So what date was it? I went with my family. It was my dad's 70th birthday, and we went home for it. So his birthday was the 5th. I left Monday the 30th, so she must have come into town Saturday, the evening of the 28th.
What month? June? This past June.
Just now. So June 28th, and then she was there with the boys the 29th, and then I met her on the morning of the 30th when I picked up the kids to take them to South Florida.
Do you know when she left?
I could probably find it like in my email and stuff. I think she was here for like one more day, and then Danny went up to New York because I was with the kids in Miami.
Blah, 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 which is what started all of this. Is part of the thing that started everything was when this trip to Miami, but with the kids. But also, the Think Trust said, I'm laughing because I knew the commentator's voice sounded familiar. And lo and behold, it's the ward. It is indeed. And by the way, didn't this whole conversation about the girlfriend start out with Wendy saying, I don't know much about her? Girl, bye. You know a heck of a lot about her, ma'am. Here we go.
For a good long while I was there. I drove back July 10th, so I was there almost 2 weeks. And so I think he went up the next day.
Okay. Do you know her name?
I do. It's Amy Adler. Oh my gosh, she's
A.D.?
A-D-L-E-R.
And she's a professor of law at
Yeah.
NYU?
Yeah.
What kind of car does she drive?
I have no idea. I don't know if she has a car. She lives in New York City.
Well, so I mean, she was driving down. I mean, she flew down here, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have her phone number?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know how long they were dating even. It seemed kind of serious if she met the kids, but I don't really know. He's been going up to New York for like conferences and stuff since Lincoln was about a few months old. So he's been going up there 3.5 years. So my guess was that they might have known each other for a long time, but have been dating. I don't know how long.
Well, let me ask you something. Does his relationship with her have anything to do with your all's divorce?
No.
No, it had nothing to do with
No.
an extramarital affair or anything?
No, but the only thing I'm thinking is Amy, I don't know what Amy's full divorce situation is like, so if you're gonna think of someone who's not thrilled with Danny, I don't know how happy her husband or ex-husband is with the situation.
Do you know anything about him?
I don't know anything about him.
Okay. So you know Amy Adler, she's a professor at NYU. She was down here from the end of June through the first part of July.
I think just a few days.
Right.
Yeah.
As visiting, but he'd been seeing her when he goes to New York on these conference
Yeah.
trips.
Well, he's in New York in the summertime. We have a week on, week off schedule with the boys. So whenever I have them for a week, he goes up to New York for a week. So he's been spending a lot of time up there.
Did he relate to you that he'd been seeing her up in New York, or that's where they met, or anything of that nature?
He didn't tell me about it, but I feel like he was pretty vocal with like our friends and people probably since December about her being his girlfriend. So
Okay. Who would be his best friend?
when we were still together, he had two best friends. Neither of them are in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm completely blanking on their last names right now.
That's
There's
okay.
Matt Price, that was his best man at our wedding. And Josh Berman, who, Matt is in DC and Josh is in New York. Actually, he has a friend, I don't know if they're so close, but he and the boys sleep over at their house a lot. They're in Cairo, Georgia.
Okay.
That's probably his closest friend here.
Do you know his name?
His name's Alex Greenberg. He's a veterinarian in town, and they've got kids around the same age as our kids.
He's a vet here in town?
Mm-hmm.
I love how she starts off every question that's asked with, I'm not sure, I don't remember, and then proceeds to give a full dossier on Dan's friends, on his current girlfriend. She doesn't know much about anybody or can't remember much about anything. And then all of a sudden she's able to say their whole life story. It's like a miracle. Ugh. All right, I'm
Do you know
skipping
where his
ahead.
office is?
I don't, maybe in Cairo.
Oh, he doesn't have an office in
I
Tallahassee.
don't think so.
You know, earlier today I was going to give Wendy a couple of points for that messy bun, but
I guess this is a very different version of me you saw on the stage speaking versus having this. Thank you for that.
shut up, Wendy. I was going to give her a couple of points for that messy bun, but then I played the live and I played the interrogation video and that fake crying and the and then the pile of Kleenex. So no points will be awarded for the messy bun.
Yes, but this is an acceptable version given the circumstances, I don't think.
I just keep picturing the kids and what I'm going to tell them.
And from what I understand, Lynn's here.
Lynn's here?
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and have her go pick up the kids.
Can I just like get a hug from her?
Let me see if she's still here. Okay. She's not up here probably, so let me see.
I'm sorry, I don't want to run you around. It's
No.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, do you want a hug from her?
I'd really love. Yeah. So
That's okay. Sometimes all I can do is run around. Okay.
Injection of reality.
Sorry, my real quick take a little bit longer than.
Holy guacamole! Now they've got the whole dadgum box there.
Here for you to see.
Alan is gonna get Jane. I'm sorry,
Investigator Isom, which is the man that's been talking to you. He's gonna grab her.
Grab Jane.
Yes, and Jane kind of voiced to Joanna the kids probably wouldn't really know.
Wendy, who did you just ask her to come to get? Didn't you just ask her to get Jane? Stop playing.
So I recognize her. So, and in the meantime, Alan and Lynn got in touch with Joanna. So I think now what's happening, and Joanna already called the preschool. Sorry, I know this is a lot of information taken, but I think Lynn's going to come here, get car seats, go to the preschool.
She can't take the car because they're like examining the car.
I think, or I don't, but essentially,
if they
yes.
can take the car seats out, the car's so dirty.
Okay,
It's covered in Cheerios. And I actually meant to make an appointment this week to get it cleaned, and I didn't get around to it. So they're gonna take the car seats out of the car, put them in Alan and Lynn's car.
And then they'll bring them.
Alan and Lynn, like, the kids will be quite comfortable around them.
Right, okay.
And Jane's right, she hasn't seen the kids in a while. So Jane's coming in here now?
Yes.
Does she know what's going on? Do Alan and Lynn know what's going on?
I think they know that he's been seriously injured. I don't know.
Hi.
Hi, Annie. Oh, dear. Oh, Wendy.
Wendy has a wall of tissues and the tissue box and the water bottle like Jarrell Brooks in his Bucks fort. Here she goes.
I really needed some help, but I'm sorry, I needed to call you.
Okay, sweetie.
Did they tell you?
They didn't tell me. I know.
Are things on the news?
It is on the news, but I don't know anything. I know there was a shooting in Danny's block this morning. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
Oh dear, honey. Do you know how he is?
He's not good, Jane.
Really? Holy moly.
I was driving up the street and I saw like the tape and I just thought, oh, maybe there's like an electrical outage or something. Like,
Wendy, is this your first day on Earth? Why would there ever be crime scene tape for an electrical outage? Why? And, this is something Dempsey brings up a very good point. Thank God my kids weren't there. Here's the deal. All right. And I was thinking about this morning. What is additionally infuriating about this whole situation, okay, is that the first time that Sigfredo and Luis went to Tallahassee and they followed Dan around, Dan's kids were with him, okay? Wendy's kids, Donna and Harvey's grandchildren, Charlie's nephews, okay? Now you think about this. You hired somebody to kill another human being, and they said that they would do it, and they took your money. You have zero guarantee that they won't get desperate and, just think I want this money. I got to get this job done. And if I don't get the job done, I'm not going to get the money. And they shoot at Dan when the children are present. because that was the problem with the first trip. The first trip to Tallahassee that they made, they would follow Dan from his house to the daycare. And then they would continue driving around, and by the time they made it back around to the daycare, he was gone. So what's to say that they wouldn't have gotten desperate and just wanted that money so bad that they just did whatever and the children were present? You see, that's the type of people that the Adelsons really are, because if this was all about getting the kids, the last thing that you would want to do is ever hire somebody who's capable of killing another human being, somebody they don't even know. They don't know, has never done anything to them. They have no beef. They're complete strangers. If they're cold and calculated enough to do something like that, they're cold and calculated enough to harm those children. Period. Whether accidentally or on purpose. I remember that line from Boys in the Hood. My mama said a bullet ain't got no name on it. And they did not even think about that. They didn't care, because all they could see was Dan is not letting us do what we want to do. He has to go. Trash. Ugh.
I saw the street blocked.
So
I was driving into town. I was running errands, I was meeting some friends for lunch, and I drove up Trescott because it's the shortcut. And so I drive up Trescott and I see the tape, and I was like, I guess there was like an electrical outage, because sometimes we'd have trees that would fall or whatever, and so I turned around and didn't think anything of it. I was at lunch with 2 friends and the officer shows up.
Michelle says, Luis said, I'm not shooting no one in front of no kids, man. Yes, Luis did say that, right? But the Adelsons didn't hire Luis. They hired Sigfredo Garcia. The Adelsons didn't know anything about Luis until after the fact. And just because Luis had a line that he would not cross, I'm not sure that Sigfredo had the same line, and the Adelsons didn't know that either, and they did not care. That's like the whole point. Because they didn't care. All they could see was their anger and their hatred for Dan Markel, because he didn't give in to them. He didn't give in to Princess Wendy with an I and let her take the boys and move down to South Florida and be near her family. So he had to go, and they didn't care. They never thought any of, like, it's ridiculous. It's so, I don't understand how human beings think that planning a murder and carrying out a murder is a reasonable solution to a problem. I don't understand that. I will never understand that.
And I've been here since then.
And you don't have a phone?
Well, I had a phone. I said you can search my phone because maybe they can like find something useful on it.
We have to go through a lot of these steps, and as I was explaining to her, it's just as much effort to go through the steps to exclude anybody that could possibly be involved.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So we have her phone. As soon as apparently it's taking a little bit longer than normal, and as soon as we get done with the phone, she'll get it back.
Yeah.
So the main thing I was concerned about is the kids need to be picked up on Friday.
Right.
And so when I came and they said they'd spoken to the Grossmans,
yeah,
I was like, I'll get the kids. I'm a social worker. I've picked up kids that don't know me before, but I think especially given this.
I gave them your name and Lynn's name and said, I think like Alan and Lynn have done it. Like when Danny had his back surgery, Alan and Lynn did it before, so because I was out of town,
and
so
they
like
have,
they've done it before, and they've got 4 kids, so they can.
I have. Are you gonna be here for a while? You want me to sit? So, like, I might have a blanket in my car or something.
Do we have anything
Do you have
here, or
something
have they all
for
been used?
somebody who could get?
Let me check.
This
see
woman
if I have
is
one that's good enough for
freezing.
her.
And I apologize. I thought about that when she was shivering earlier, but I guess got a lot of stuff going on.
No, clearly there's
the most important thing
it's
right
not
now.
the most important thing.
No. I saw her shivering, and I kept thinking I'll go out and find out if they had a bunch of them. They had a bunch of them, but I don't know what's still available.
So what do you mean he's not good? What do you know about this?
I don't think he's gonna make it.
Oh my God.
Really? I don't know how I'm gonna tell the kids.
Let's put that on.
So Trisha asks, what's the deal with Wendy's father? Is he just complacent? Okay. The deal, this is just my opinion about Harvey Adelson. I have a strong feeling that Harvey was in on it as well, but there is less evidence of Harvey's involvement. He's going to be a little bit more difficult to prosecute because his job essentially was the money. The Adelsons, their income came from Harvey Adelson's dental practice. So, and Charlie had his own practice. So that's where their money came from. So, and Donna worked in Harvey's office as like the office manager. She did the books. So at the end of the day, what's more difficult with Harvey is putting him. There isn't any real super strong evidence of him knowing, so he might be a little bit more difficult to prosecute. Joni, what we're watching is Wendy Adelson's interrogation video. This is from the day that Dan Markel was shot at his home, and we're doing a trial prep, getting ready for Donna Adelson, her mother. They're getting ready for her trial, which is coming up in a few days. So I just wanted to go over this. Yes, J13. This was driving me nuts when I was watching this. The video and the sound are not in sync. So that's why I've seen some comments in the chat about like her reactions, but it's kind of hard. Like if she's shaking her head no when she's answering verbally yes, because they're off, it's kind of hard to make that determination. So that's why I haven't really said anything, because I'm trying to figure out. Yes, Trisha, the entire family knew, except for the entire family is evil, except for the oldest son, who has distanced himself from this family a long time ago. All right, here we go.
Great, thank you. Thanks. You really don't think that? You know that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You know that they don't think he's going to make it through this?
Joni says, I thought this was to be jury selection. It is. It is jury selection. But I don't even think that they're going to, and jury selection begins tomorrow. So I don't think they're going to allow audio in the jury or in the courtroom during jury selection. And I don't typically like stream that, but I will stream all of the testimony, opening statements, etc. So you'll get to see all that, but I'm not going to stream jury selection.
Oh, really?
You're not going to make it.
And he's a TMH right now?
Mm.
So Violet says, is this considered an interview or an interrogation? Do they call it the same thing in Florida? I think they're interchangeable. I think that law enforcement prefers to use the term interview, but, I think interrogation typically has a bad connotation because it just sounds harsher than interview. But really, what's the difference? it's nothing. There's really no difference. It's a question and answer portion. That's it. They both mean the same thing, and I think they're interchangeable. But yeah. All right, let's keep going.
I was asking because I thought maybe he would, and I wanted
Right.
I wanted the kids to be
This-
with him if like he was okay.
Okay. Oh, God. And he has family and stuff at the hospital or something?
Doesn't have any family here in
No, it's-
Canada.
Right, I know, but I mean,
There's no family here.
They don't.
girlfriend, anybody come down, nothing?
Amy, I don't know if Amy knows yet. I don't have Amy's phone number.
Amy's on
Oh.
Facebook.
I'll contact her later.
She's on Facebook. I mean, she can be found.
Yeah. I was thinking of one more thing. This is really tangential, but his friend I told you about, Matt Price,
Okay.
his wife's brother was killed. So if you're going to call someone first, Matt's going to lose it. So
I don't intend on calling Matt. I just
Okay.
need to have the background on different associates and friends and so
Right.
Yeah.
forth. You know, my objective is to find out who did this. So, based on what you've told me, I'm going to take that information, compile it with other information that other investigators have worked on, and we'll see where it leads.
okay.
Now, I'm not saying anybody that you told me about is any way involved.
Is there
I
any
don't
sign
know.
of stuff being stolen from the house?
I can't discuss that.
Okay.
So,
But you are discussing that you don't think he's going to live. I mean, like,
I'm telling you a fact that I know he's not going to live. He's not going to live. Okay. So,
is he dead now?
well, I already discussed that with her. He has enough injury that's traumatic enough that he's not going to be able to recover from it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Did Lynn already go get the boys?
Yeah.
What's happening right now is Lynn's on her way here. She doesn't have car seats.
Uh,
Gonna take the car seats out of your van, put them in Lynn's vehicle, and she's gonna go directly to Creative Preschool,
she has a key to my house, so she can.
pick up the kids. If I get a chance to, when she arrives, I will talk to her briefly and basically tell her, you know, let's wait on discussing anything with the children.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would do that anyway.
Yeah. I wonder if it would be better if she didn't know. Like if you
That's
It's, I
fine.
mean,
just so
here's-
that she like she's because she's gonna be done. Like, what if she can't then drive and go get the boys? Like,
Okay, but let me just say to you, I didn't know anything when I came here. So my husband Googles and says there was a shooting on Trescott Drive this morning at 11.
I got a call from
So-
my like real estate agent who heard something.
So I know that I didn't know why I was coming here, but anybody with more sense would have known that.
John told you that
Yes.
when you told him you were coming here. Or?
No, they found John. Interestingly, they found John's cell phone number.
They found me eating lunch. I don't know how that happened. I'm fascinated still.
We have ways of finding.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they called my husband's cell phone, and he was like, here she is. Talk to her, and they said you needed me at the police department, so I came.
Right.
It was not a.
What did you think I needed you for?
I wasn't thinking it was good news, but I didn't. My thought was that Danny had probably assaulted you. That was my thought.
I think that was Lisa's thought when she's like, I heard there was a shot on Trescott,
So-
and so I hope you're okay.
So
The
that.
realtor.
Yeah.
So that was my, but this scenario, which is now not seeming real to me,
Yeah,
didn't
well, me
seem
neither.
like was not what I
Me neither.
what I thought of.
I just keep picturing the kids.
Right. No. So there's no point in doing that. Don't do that. So
When Lynn gets here, I'm gonna just ask her to take the kids to her house. Would that be
Instead of my
unreasonable?
house?
I think
Wouldn't that
that's
be
much
more
better.
reasonable?
Is that better? She has a TV. They can
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
TV.
yeah,
I know, but
Yes.
they've been there before?
A
Yeah.
bunch.
Yeah,
they're
take them
very
there.
comfortable there.
Do they
Take them
have
there.
children of their own?
They've got 4 kids. They're grown, but
Take
Okay.
them there. Take
okay,
them there.
yeah.
Because,
All right, I'm gonna go make sure that I don't miss her.
Okay.
thank you.
Lynn Grossman, right?
Mhm. This is Sarah, by the way.
Hi, Sarah, are you a victim advocate?
I am.
I said you used to be a victim advocate. Was I
That's
right?
not true. Yeah, I've done lots of stuff like that.
I
but-
recognize your name, and then she explained.
What's
it was
your
a
last
million.
name?
Latour. I've only been here about 2.5 years. So.
I am losing my shit.
Well, that would be appropriate. I think you should do that. I think if you don't do that, that's
Jane,
not right.
who would have done this?
I have just
And
one
are they
idea.
going to come after my kids? Or me? Who's next?
Is Jeff this much of a lunatic?
I don't even think of Jeff. I hope to God not.
Let me ask who Jeff is.
Yeah, of
Yeah, I
course.
think you should. I think Wendy's been seeing a guy called Jeff,
Who's a friend of
Us.
Jane's. And
but who's jealous.
yeah.
Are you still currently seeing him, or just something you kind of
Well,
let taper off?
it's
maybe?
been a bad week.
Okay.
Yeah, Jane and I actually went for a walk together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, early this week.
Earlier this week, but you've taken a 1 week break from
I took
Jeff.
a 1 week break from communication with Jeff to figure out what to do.
Okay.
Because we've been dating for like
A year.
9 months, so like 10 months a year.
And when you use the word dating to you, is that's my boyfriend, or is it more of just dating,
Yes.
like the casual? Okay.
Yeah.
No, like he was my boyfriend and involved with the kids, and I mean, yeah. And we had kind of a fight recently, and he's been trying to get back together, and I didn't know if I wanted to, and so he actually, the morning that I gave that talk, my boys were there and Jeff was watching them, so I could give the talk. Like Jane, do you think I have to tell them about?
Back the milk truck up, ma'am. When was this talk? Thought you had laryngitis. Thought you lost your voice. How were you communicating? With letter magnets on the refrigerator? Were you writing notes? What was happening? Because I thought you couldn't talk. This is very interesting. This is maybe she had spontaneous laryngitis and then a spontaneous recovery from Wendy.
I think you
guess.
have to tell them about him because that is the only,
God forbid.
the only thing that I can imagine.
I love how Wendy's pretending that the police are not videoing and audio recording this interview. We'll call it an interview because Nikki made a fair, or was it Nick in the chat? Made a fair point about this being Nikki. Nikki made a fair point in the chat about it's more of I guess interview because she wasn't read her rights, but I almost think that in Florida, even when you're just giving a statement as a witness, you're I have to think about that. I know that they make you swear that you're going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Is the statement that you're about to give is the truth, but to the best of your knowledge and recollection, something about that. But why are they acting like? Why is Wendy acting like they're going to have this discussion about should I mention Jeff? Give me a break, Wendy. Hold on. We need a palate cleanser.
I'm so tired of you.
All right, here we go. Let's continue.
Related to you, related to Danny, would be
The only
Jeff.
thing I could come up with was like his girlfriend Amy is recently divorced, separated, not really divorced. Like,
Sure. So
what if-
either of those people.
Like the jealous boyfriend types. Like, what if the ex-husband?
Right, totally. And you know that this divorce has been very stressful, and Jeff has been very stressed out by the stressfulness of your divorce. you know, it,
I mean, what am I mean, I'll tell them this, right? Like, can you tell them?
And when investigator Isom comes back, you guys can just, say, and he'll ask all the questions that investigators ask that I don't think of very often because I'm a victim advocate and I don't think of
right,
things.
but I think you do have to tell about him.
Yeah, I wasn't
You weren't
not
thinking
telling
of him.
on purpose.
No, I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I wasn't thinking of it. I just kept thinking, like, who in the world
Is he
would do
someone
this?
that has, access to?
He's a professor of social work.
Okay.
He's
All right.
former military.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But he's
you
not.
you don't think about this guy as like, oh, there's the kind of guy.
Right.
I mean, I would more just as like say that maybe you did this.
Right.
It's just relationally, he's jealous.
Right.
Gee.
Something is bad. This or that. I'm
Something is bad.
I'm
Yeah.
just assuming that this isn't true for the moment, but I guess that's not so.
And you have to look at it this way. Telling them this, if anything, will help them disqualify Jenny.
Right. That's
Yeah.
important to do.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to give them his number?
I don't. I mean,
So we can-
I can give them.
They have
I
my
give them-
phone, so-
they certainly have a ton of stuff from him. So I googled Trescott shooting.
Thank you for being here.
You're
So
welcome.
you Googled Trescott shooting, and what do you see?
Just that, police investigate shooting on Trescott Drive.
That it's on the news.
And unfortunately, the media here tends to get places, and they can't really stop them from being
Oh,
outside.
how often is there a shooting in like northeast Tallahassee, right?
On Trescott Drive.
On
Not so
Trescott?
often.
This is what I can't figure out. How did he get to the hospital? Like, did he call 911?
A neighbor, according to WCTV, here.
Oh, now
And
this
this should be
hen.
said, the
Hold
police
on a minute.
department
Hold
will-
on. Now the hen party is going to hit up the Googles and fill Wendy in. And I know you guys can't see me, but I'm using air quotes because I firmly believe that Wendy knows exactly what has happened. Okay. And this is her pretending. Oh, this is like Dahlia DiPolito. What's going on, please? Stop it. So annoying.
Release his name until they notify
The family.
and them being in Canada puts a little bit more of a wrench into our notification because it's a little bit more difficult to do internationally, but
God.
we're in the process.
And there's really, his injuries are really terrible.
The police got notified because a neighbor. Is it a picture of the house? Oh my
Yeah.
God! You can see the car. You can't
Right.
tell it's our house.
Well, yeah, right.
You
You can't tell it's not your house. It certainly appears to
Could
be
be
a
any
house
house.
like your house.
Yeah. And they say the 2100 block of Trescott Drive. It must be still blocked off. I bet it's going to be blocked
Who
off for a
knows?
while.
It's certainly a crime scene, obviously a crime scene.
But it's like a thorough. I mean, a
I
lot
know,
of people
I know,
use
I
that
know.
as like a drive-through.
Now, this other people obviously know about this. Danny did show up places today.
So, Wendy, let me ask you this. Now you're concerned for people who use Trescott as a means to get around some traffic. I mean, was that what you're trying to pretend like you're doing here? This is so bizarre to me. And I know that everybody reacts differently to stress and news like this, okay? But Wendy's reaction is, even for me, giving her the biggest benefit of the doubt, okay? This is weird. This is not. If I am the police and I'm sitting back listening to this, I'm going to be shaking my head and my jaw is going to be on the floor because this is not a typical
I
reaction.
don't know that he had anywhere to show up today. Did
Yeah.
he? Like, did you know? Because like it's summertime, he works from home, right?
Right, but there are people, but imagine if any of us fall off the grid from 11 o'clock this morning, any colleagues
That had a meeting or whatever,
Right,
yeah.
all of the stuff he does over phone.
Right. Well, he and I were supposed to talk about where Ben was going to school, and it was very unlike him that I was the one who had to call him. So like he called early this morning. I had a repair guy at the house,
And he called early this morning, and I left a message, and then I called him back. I have the phone record. He called at like 9, and he told me he went to Premiere. So he says, I don't know, like I think he went straight from dropping off the boys to go to Premiere, and then he said, I'm going to do an exercise class that gets out at 10:15 or 10:30, and then we can talk after that. You remember how I had a voice thing? Like I hadn't talked to him. He was like, I know your voice is bad. Like, does today work? And he said we could go for a walk at the law school, or we could talk. Like, and I have this message on my phone from him, which is why I said to the officer, there's no way he did this to himself. Like, 0 chance that he shot himself. You know Danny.
I think there's 0 chance
0
that
chance.
Danny would kill himself.
Yes, 0 chance. Like someone did this to him. So he had plans that we would he said this at 9, like, we'll take a walk, we'll figure this out, we'll talk about school. And then I called him at like 11:45 or so and left a message. And that was, I thought weird, but I thought whatever, like he's in a meeting.
And you probably thought, oh good, I don't have to talk to him. But
I was really anxious about speaking with him and having this be a contentious issue about where our kid is going to go to school.
Oh my God.
And I didn't hear from him, and I didn't think too much of it. I just thought like, well, he'll just call me later. And then at around noon, I had lunch plans at 1, and I was supposed to go to a friend's engagement party tonight, and it's called a Stack the Bar engagement. So I went to go find bourbon. So I went to drive to ABC Liquors, and I went to go through Trescott, and it was blocked off. So I went around, and then I looked for bourbon, and then I got gas. That's why I was trying to show the officer, like, I have receipts from all these things, but I don't know if it matters if they're at noon. I mean, obviously, like, I would be one of the people that they would think did it.
I mean, you have certainly the most contentious relationship with Danny that anyone has.
Yeah.
You know, but
They swabbed my hands.
well, fair enough.
Gunpowder.
They should. I mean,
They asked
they
me if I
should.
washed my hands since noon, and I was embarrassed to say I hadn't. I don't remember when I last washed my hands.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I think Jeff is somebody that they should talk to.
Oh, fantastic. You think Jeff is somebody they should talk to? Great. Here's the deal, ladies. And I pose this question really just, I know Wendy's not going to answer me, but this is where I'm at. Now, it's been a couple of hours since you've heard, right? And it's starting to sink in, okay? So the officer initially tells you what's happened, and you are breaking down, hyperventilating, cry, giving the Real Housewives cry because, yeah, noises are coming out, but I didn't see any tears or anything like that. You got a pile of dirty, if used Kleenex, a box of Kleenex built up like some bootleg fort around you, okay? And now you're reliving this again, okay? Understanding that when you went and saw, when you drove down towards Trescott and you saw crime scene tape, now you are understanding it's all in context for you. Now you know why there's crime scene tape there. And on top of that, you've been informed that the type of injury, the severity of the injury that Dan suffered, he's not going to recover from. He's not going to make it. And you're reliving this, and there's no tears. In fact, it's the opposite of tears. You're chuckling. This is why people, hi, it's me, I'm people, why we side-eye you and have been side-eyeing you since the very beginning. Wendy with an I.
And I don't know of anyone else.
They were asking, like, does he have gambling debt? And I'm like, the only person he owes money to is me. Like, there's no one he's a straight shooter, right? Like, he's not an alcoholic, he's not a gambler, he doesn't have a sex addiction, he doesn't, he doesn't have any, like, weird stuff going on in his life.
No, he's a difficult guy, but he's not a...
That's what he was saying. He's like, is there anyone that hates him? And I'm like, he's difficult, but he's difficult in, like, an ivory tower kind of way.
He's not liked, but he is not.
He's not liked, but he's not hated.
Certainly not, and he has people who love him.
How do his students feel? Like, is he, like, are law students receptive to him? Like, oh, this is a great...
I think there's some that really like his method, and there are a lot who don't like him at all.
So you'd say he's more disliked?
He's a very abrasive guy.
Does he challenge you, kind of? Would that be a good...
He's challenging. he loves to argue, so he's fairly elitist.
Wendy, back the milk truck up. He loves to argue. It's one of the essential personality traits to being a good lawyer is loving the argument, right? So I don't understand why you're putting that in the negative category. And I don't understand why her friend is brand new. Like, they haven't been friends for a very long time. And clearly, Miss Ma'am over here understands that there's a contentious custody battle going on between Wendy and Dan. She's made several remarks. So, I mean, why would you think it would be one of his students?
So like the students,
Very elitist. Oh my
students
goodness.
felt like put down by him a lot.
Okay.
And so they feel like insecure but again, we're not talking about like hateful and awful. We're talking about like difficult.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Right, and he has colleagues who really don't like him.
But not enough to
But this is a different, right, it's a
Like,
different, right.
They don't like him, they don't want to go to lunch with him.
Right. No, yeah, no.
He doesn't
this
make
is-
friends easily, but it's not like he makes a ton of
And he has and he has very close connections at the temple.
That's what I said. I
mean,
said
he
he's
has,
got Jewish community and like
he's important in the Jewish community, and he's loved, and he's
And there
a serious
are two
academic.
Jewish temples in Tallahassee, or just
it's
one?
kind of complicated. There's
There's three,
Temple
at
Israel,
least.
which is the Reform synagogue. There's Shomrei Torah, which is the conservative one that he belonged to.
Okay.
And then there's Chabad, which is sort of like, it's not really clear. It's kind of like a proselytizing thing. And he would donate money there and bring the kids to events there and spend time there. So he was sort of affiliated with two of them and bring the kids to stuff at Temple Israel too.
I mean, he's very, very connected across the Jewish community.
Okay, so Violet says, reports confirm that Donna Adelson appeared as a contestant on the popular game show Wheel of Fortune in 1996. She described herself as a, quote, domestic coordinator. Yeah, a domestic coordinator of doom and gloom and murder. Left that part out on your LinkedIn, Donna.
Yeah, he's very
Because
involved.
he's also very, like, he had a major Jewish education, so he's extremely knowledgeable about Judaism, and he cares deeply about how people interpret scripture and law and rule and practice, and he's involved in all those sort of debates at the community level, and he's very, it would be hard to overestimate how involved he has been in the Jewish community. He has a lot of connections.
And it was kind of one of the reasons why we got divorced, is I just, like, I'm Reform, I'm kind of culturally Jewish, like, we just had really different religious perspectives. Like in the middle of a fucking nightmare.
I didn't want you to be married to him, but this was the method.
Well, that's what I said to the officer. I was like, we had a rough time, but
This has been a terrible
he's
time.
the father of my children.
Right.
And things were entering a new phase where he has this girlfriend and he's out of town a lot, and that was nice.
I don't know.
That's why I know there's just, I mean, given his personality and everything, there's no way that he did this.
No, he didn't do it.
He had
didn't do
plans
it.
to be out of town. He was leaving on
And
Saturday.
he was
like,
delighted with Amy. He's been delighted with this.
yeah.
And delighted with the boys, and
Yeah.
and delighted with.
No,
with-
he didn't do this. So somebody did.
He was angry and upset about the divorce. Really, really angry at Wendy. Really, really angry. But really pleased with how things were going to go
It's
forward.
been 2 years and things for him were a lot better.
Do you mind if I get Investor Isom to kind of tell him about Jeff?
I think you should do that.
Let me go grab him, okay?
I can't believe you brought your own drink here.
Well, I wasn't sure how long I would be here. I was thirsty. I had just arrived home to pour, say, a glass of wine when they called and said, "Don't you want to go to the police department?" I said, "Jay, no, not really."
You believe me that I didn't do this, right?
I assume you didn't do this.
I wish I had I was home working on a paper that's due.
Well, you'll
I
have.
sent it in, I sent edits to
You'll
someone.
have.
I hope they have the time log.
Of course they will. Of course they will. All of that is evident. You will. You don't.
I understand why they think it would be me, but
Of course it would be you. But it's not you. Jeff would be my vote.
Oh dear. Jane said, of course it would be you. Yes. She should be obvious, the spouse or the ex-spouse is usually, they look at first. They look at the people closest to the victim first, right? Okay. Especially a victim like Dan Markel who doesn't live a high-risk lifestyle, okay? So, yeah, they're going to look at that. But I don't know if this was a Freudian slip, but of course it would be you. Yeah, of course it would be you, because who else would benefit the most from Dan Markel no longer being alive? And yes, you set it up very well, along with your brother and along with your mother, to make you have an alibi so that you would never be charged with this, Princess Wendy with an I. So disgusting.
Now.
I'm now blaming Jeff.
Just going by,
Jeff would be my vote
I
now.
think
Shut up, Jane.
He didn't do this. Jeff,
I hope to body that.
I know Jeff didn't do it, but I don't think Danny did.
Somebody shot Danny
To death. Holy shit.
I didn't even know that he was still living. Sarah told me that, and then I started freaking out and was like, I want to get the boys over there. Is he scary looking? Because I want, if he's not going to make it, but he's okay. Or he's not, I wanted the boys to be able to be with him.
Shouldn't somebody be with him?
I know, that's what I said. I was like, he's there and he's all alone. I was like, is he with...
Shouldn't somebody who loves him?
Yes. Should I go?
I don't know about you.
Someone needs to go there.
I know.
He's by himself.
Really? He's by himself?
I don't think they haven't called the family yet. They haven't called his parents. They were like, what are his parents' names? They're asking me.
How about the rabbi?
Oh, that's a really good idea.
How about the rabbi?
Can you ask them?
Yeah, we'll do that right now.
So there's no rabbi at Shomri, but Rabbi Schnoyer, that's really his name. He, him or Jack Romberg.
They need to go.
Yeah, that's a...
See, this has always bothered me about this this interview, whatever. It does say interrogation at the top here, but whatever. Interrogation, interview, tomato, tomato. One of the things that always kind of bothered me about this, there's many things that bother me about this whole situation with Wendy here, is that they took this, we're 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours into this situation, into this process, right? She's been there for over 2 hours. And I don't recall her ever asking, can we wrap this up? His family doesn't live here. They're in Canada. Can I go, he's all alone at the hospital. Can I go be with him? Because she doesn't give a rat's fat kneecap. That's why she's able, in my opinion anyway, hey, Lynn, good to see you, babe, to turn it on and off at will like that. She doesn't care. She's not sad. The thing that she is the most concerned about is, are they going to blame me? And I think the argument could be made, oh, well, she's an attorney and she knows how this goes. Sure. But also, as an attorney, if you didn't do anything and you didn't participate in this, and like you said, Wendy, you were working on a paper that has, timestamps because you submitted it, blah, 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 blah. You got the Best Buy guide there. You went to ABC Liquor. You had this whole conversation about bourbon and blue eyes. That you have an alibi. You're in the clear, but yet you're still talking about it. It's still a concern of yours. You're not, you've spent more time talking about that than you have, how am I going to tell the boys? What am I going to tell the boys? How are we going to, what happens next? Even Sarah Boone, for the love of Pete, brought a list down to the police station and was asking questions about who tells the family, how can she get her ring that she bought George back? All those things. Not you. You got time to crack jokes. That's right, Tattletales. She's got time to be entertaining. That's really his name, cracking a joke. Lord.
Really good idea. Yes. Especially if he's not going to make it, so that they
He needs to
can.
be blessed.
if
My
they
God,
can-
he needs a blessing.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for being here. I was sitting in this room by myself losing my mind. I was at lunch with Janine and Ritu, I don't know if you know them, friends of mine, and these officers walk in, and I just I ate a lunch, like I had a whole delicious lunch, and they're like, are you Wendy? We need to speak with you. And I was like, oh my God, are the boys okay? And they were like, the boys are fine. And then I thought, oh my God,
What's
what's
not
going
fine?
who's finding me here? And they wouldn't tell me. And so he said, I need you to get in the car. And so he drove me, and I started I just was like, what's going on? And they're like, your husband. And I said, ex-husband. And they're like, ex-husband? So they didn't
Oh
have the
my
Well,
God.
they're just
Let me stop right there. Wendy, what are you doing? You wanted to argue semantics in that moment, the minute that they said husband. That's when you decided that you were going to argue semantics, ex-husband. What a persnickety puta. All right, here we go.
they're just starting this.
So they thought we were still married, and so I was telling him everything, and then I was thinking, oh my God, now they probably think I'm a suspect. I should.
But of course you're a suspect, and you're a smart suspect. You should be the suspect. But you're not gonna get framed for a crime,
Right.
And it is in your absolute interest to, in every way,
Tell them
everything, because to the extent that if they don't know whoever did, if this goes unsolved, that's
so
the worst
scared
thing for
of
your boys.
So many things, Jane. Do you think whoever did this is going to come after the kids?
I'm very worried about that, and I think
I don't want to be left alone in that house. I want protection. I'm scared. I don't know who this is. I don't.
Okay. Well, I mean, you should maybe go and stay. I think you should go stay. Can you go to Lynn and David's?
Ellen, yeah, yeah.
You
they
should.
have lots of bedrooms. I could just.
You
stay
should.
there
I
for
mean,
a
the
little
boys
bit.
are there.
Yeah.
And
I need to pick up a
They
few
need-
things. I would need my contact lens case.
just go there. I mean,
I'm really glad you're here. I am losing my shit.
I wish they'd
Jane,
come back.
Actually, Wendy, you seem like you're not losing at any. You're not really losing anything. You have the wherewithal to once again be worried about yourself and what you're going to pick up for yourself. I haven't heard you mention a single thing for those children. A blanket, a stuffed animal, something, a favorite movie, something a food that would bring comfort to your children who were dropped off at the preschool by your, let me make sure I get this correct, ex-husband, okay, and picked up by friends of yours, which is abnormal, doesn't happen. They have a routine, okay? But you haven't said one thing about an item of any type that might be comforting to your children. I need one again. I'm sorry. We have to do it.
I'm so tired of you.
Give me a break, Wendy.
They keep doing this where they leave for long periods of time, and it's 5:30 already.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here for a while. I didn't know if I don't know. Are you looking to see if there's more info?
No, I
online?
have not this from Danny. I have from Kara. So I called her.
I talked to Kara yesterday. I was taking a walk around 5. I met a new friend last night, a friend of a friend, this girl Malia. We went to Tallahassee food trucks
Wow.
last night, hung out with her for hours. Are you telling her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she also Googled and said, "Oh my God, there was a shooting. Do you know?" So both she and John,
Why would they Google? Why would that just come up?
I mean, I said to both of them, "I'm going to the department, they're the people I said, I'm going to, John was there when I got John got the call from the police officer. So then I'm in the car, I'm like, I'm calling Kara.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on my way to the police office.
Well, I would have called you and Kara, but Kara's in Portland.
Right.
I'm really glad you're here.
So I just can't, no worries. And so I'm just saying to her that Danny's been shot at, it's serious, because until I know that, I can't quite take it in that's the,
do you think you could, like, you're allowed to leave the room, can you?
Oh, here they're coming.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Lynn just came.
Oh, good.
Just got the car seats in, and she's headed out.
So we have a real concern.
Okay.
Would it be possible for a rabbi to be sent to the hospital?
Okay.
So Danny's very religious.
Okay.
I don't know if he's even alive, but.
Okay.
We're just really struggling with the idea that he's there alone.
No.
And
Okay.
he's very religious.
Okay.
Extremely.
And I'm sorry I didn't think of this earlier, but I can give you the names of the 2 rabbis in
Okay.
town, and I think they should be called.
Okay.
At least he's not, because his family isn't, like, nobody's there with
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
If Sarah, can you write down these names?
Because I think if they could go,
Okay.
whatever's happening,
I understand.
whatever state he's in, some kind of blessing
I
is
understand.
required.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have any phone numbers,
Okay.
but Jack Romberg is the name of,
Romberg.
yeah,
Okay.
is the name of one of the rabbis. The other rabbi has a name that's going to take you a while to spell. His name
Sometimes those are the easy ones because I find one and that's the only one there is.
His name is Schnoyer Eurichman.
Common spelling on that?
That's really his name. But his
New
last
page.
name is Eurichman. Oirchman. His first name is Schnoyer, Schnoyer.
I'm just Googling Rabbi Tallahassee. And
I'll see what I can find. If you'll tear that out for me, and I'll see what I can find.
Thank you.
But Lynn is here. The car seats are in. I've spoken to the preschool. I changed the name. They were fine with that.
Preschool knows that,
Lynn is coming.
okay.
Yes, I've spoken with them after you spoke with them and told them she was coming.
changed.
They were fine.
Okay. Do they know what's going on?
I don't know. The investigator,
Was
made
there.
contact, so I don't know what all they know.
Okay.
But we spoke with Lynn and said.
She's gonna take him to the house?
Yep, and
does Lynn
said.
know what's going on?
We explained to her he is severely injured. He may, probably will not make it, but
he knows not to. They don't tell the
correct.
So they're just gonna pick him up, say mommy's
Mhm.
in a meeting, mommy's busy?
Time for McDonald's. Auntie Lynn's picking you up.
Okay.
And then I have her, cell phone number because I knew you didn't have your phone right then. We'll get that back to you here shortly, hopefully.
Okay.
And I told her that you would call her and probably go straight to the house, whether it's us taking you there, Jane taking you there, whatever, however you need to get
Does my car need to
there.
stay here?
I don't think so.
Did I gave them my keys,
Yep,
right?
they have the keys because I
That
got
was
the
my
car
house
seats
key.
out.
Oh my God, shut up, Wendy. You guys want to see this bar mitzvah speech? I got it. All right, hang on. Make sure it's all the way. All right, here we go.
Since Abba and I imagined what this day would be like for you and for us as a family. I know that if Abba were here today, that he would be so very proud of you.
All right, hold on. That's all they had of it. I'll see if I can find a better one. I got excited that I was even able to find it, so I'll try to find a better one. Kind of. All right, here we go.
Okay.
But yeah, all that should be done. Unfortunately, just everything's time consuming. So that's, kind of all we're waiting on.
Okay.
Let me see what I can.
Good. We need that. I mean, that's just urgent.
Okay,
That's just
absolutely.
really
And it's
urgent.
Jack Romberg and Rabbi
You can call him like Eurichman.
or Rickman. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do.
Thank you for thinking of that.
You're welcome.
And I did tell him, Mr. Isom, that you want to talk to him again. So
Yeah.
And is there a bathroom that I could use?
Yes.
I had a similar urgency need. Maybe we
I
start.
think that the purpose of that video was it's one of their sons, Coffee and Skeleton. I think the purpose of showing that was really more about the dress that she wore. I think that there's I think it's the red color. I'm not sure. So anyway, let me see if I can find a better video or a longer one.
My hands before they let me just sit down there.
I know.
Then it goes to your left. And then kind of in that little.
I'm sorry. Do you mind if I sit in this chair?
Oh, please do.
Jane, I'm sorry. I don't know that his family knows yet. Did they get that
We're
information?
working on that now. What we do usually as a law enforcement agency, we don't like to tell people that over the phone if we can try to avoid it, just because it's kind of shocking news. And we
Yeah, in
usually
Canada.
So can you tell
What we're
law
trying-
enforcement there to go to the house?
Correct. That's what we're trying to do now.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't know, especially people's conditions and how they're going to react. So if someone gets so upset that they have a heart attack or something, we want, not
It's
just be
better.
on the phone.
It's better to have a human.
Mhm.
But they're working on that now.
Yes.
So it's an actual fact that he's not going to survive these injuries.
That's what General Isom.
Yes, Investigator Isom. Yeah, that's what he.
He's not a general.
Investigate.
Whatever. I call him Grouchy sometimes, so it's okay.
I was just
But-
in the car with it. I'm like, what is your name? What do I do? I saw that one from Kara. If you need to call her, you can. You're not being held hostage here. Just tell her.
So we're in the process right now, and to do that, generally we have to. It's almost like a telegraph that we send to the other agency, kind of giving
Sure,
them information
right,
on who to make contact. It's very old school as we were started working here.
I know that it's not like. Well, I don't know what's happening right now, but as of a little bit ago, it wasn't to.
Who is texting and why do they have the noise for the text on? What is happening here? Is this real life? You know what, Coffee and Skeletons? I don't think I have a playlist, but I will make one. As soon as I'm done with this live, I'll make one. Here is the dress. Give me just a sec. All right, there's the dress that she wore. Yikes on bikes. That's a dress. I don't really. Yeah, the girls are on full display. Not really. Listen, I'm an entire heathen, okay? But even I know that a bar mitzvah is a religious event, and that it's held in a temple. And I'm pretty sure that I don't think that I would have my girls out at any religious event ever. Okay, like I was raised Catholic. I would not go into the Catholic Church with the girls on full display. Okay, first of all, it's not appropriate. Second of all, I would be worried that just me going into the church at this point would cause me to potentially combust into flames on entry. Okay, so and I would be hoping that didn't happen. And so I would not want to do anything to rock the boat. So definitely would not have the girls out. It's no. Well, yeah, Tess, like this isn't like an unfortunate angle. Right, where, and I got to say for me that's not my problem. Okay. I don't have too much in the front. I'm not top heavy. Okay. But I can understand if this were like a situation where the outfit was appropriate, but things might've shifted. It happens to us ladies. I get it. So if that were the situation, I would say, oh man, what an unfortunate angle, and that somebody took a pic and now here it is, right out in front of God and everybody, right? But literally this lady this is her outfit of the day. This was her choice. And quite frankly, she's the one, due to the outfit of choice and the plunging neckline, that put the girls on display in front of God and everybody in a temple. Yes, coffee and skeletons. There's lots of other young boys there. Inappropriate, Wendy. Inappropriate. All right, let's go back to this interrogation. I can't look at them girls no more. All right, here we go.
Definitive? Do they want to wait until it's definitive,
Well,
or do they want him to like?
That's what sounds
they want
pretty.
to get in.
All right, let's skip
He went
ahead.
to yoga and he came.
Hold on, let's go back a little tiny bit. All right, hold on.
I'll ask as soon as I can ask. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So that's, is that Hebrew, the Ava?
Yeah.
Okay, that's father?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that like abuela for Spanish is grandmother.
That's true.
Right, Sarah?
It is.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, I probably should, but I don't.
I do.
Okay. The guy that you were seeing in the fall that Jeff got jealous of and
His
saw
name's Daniel.
Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel what?
Sack.
Sack?
S-A-C-K. He's moved. So he was, he and I actually went to college together, and I randomly found out that he was still in Tallahassee. But he was really eager to leave Tallahassee. He wanted to be in the Northeast. And so...
Law student?
No, he's teaching at the theater department. So we knew each other in college and then lost track for 12 years, and then he ended up getting hired by the theater department here.
But since left?
Since, in May, at the end of May, he moved to Amherst to start a job there.
Connecticut?
Massachusetts.
In May?
Yeah, end of May, maybe early June, something like that.
Is Amherst a college?
Yeah, but he's at UMass Amherst.
Okay. Okay.
My stomach really hurts.
Do you need to eat?
No, I don't know that I'm going to eat for a long time.
Okay. Do you need something?
I
You got water?
last lunch.
And you saw him briefly at the same time you were seeing Jeff?
In the fall, yeah. I had actually never dated two people at once before, but I wasn't exclusive with either one. And
Right.
so I dated them both until things with, until I realized like Daniel just was gonna leave, and I thought Jeff had potential, so.
Okay. But let's get back to this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this was this past Saturday that he got mad about.
When he got mad, it was June 28th. It was before I left
Okay.
for Miami with the boys.
Okay.
So, yeah, he got really mad.
But what sparked that?
That was what was really sort of surprising, is Daniel had been gone. We'd had a month of like really, really great times, very happy month, and we went out to a nice dinner with friends and then got back to the hotel room, and I could just tell he was upset. And so for me, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Was that in Gainesville?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when Jeff wanted to look at your phone or something?
Yeah, did Jane tell you that?
Yeah.
So he had said that he wouldn't, it wasn't that time, but he had said, like if Jeff would be over and I was doing something, I would leave my phone out. I have this like old agenda book, I'd leave that out, and basically he said that he like saw that I had called Daniel, and he saw it in
Daniel
my phone.
Sack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, that's why I said there's Danny and then there's Daniel.
Gotcha.
So it had really upset me that he had gone through my phone, and that he had, I was just, the whole time I was just kind of crying. I was just really sad. I felt like we had a great relationship, and his behavior made me think that I couldn't really be with someone like that. And I didn't really say much other than I was just really like, no, I didn't cheat on you. Like, yes, I saw Daniel in the fall. Like, no, I haven't seen him more than as a friend since February. And like, if you don't trust me, we can't really do this. So, and then he was, really sad and apologetic and was like, oh my God, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm going to lose you. And I never really thought I would be in a police station talking about my relationship.
Well,
I understand that it's potentially relevant.
so this was on the 28th of June in Gainesville.
Yeah, so we drove back that Sunday morning, and I cried the whole way. We drove back to the house, and I told them, like, my parents don't believe that I can drive the boys down to South Florida by myself, so they like to drive up and help me drive down with them. So my folks were coming up that Sunday. So Jeff left, I had a couple of hours, my parents came up, and then Monday morning I went and picked up the kids, and that was the weekend that Amy was visiting, Danny's girlfriend. Okay. So that was my first time meeting Amy, so I went to our former house, and I was really, anxious to meet Amy, and kind of sad about 620. Sad about the whole thing, and so my dad was like, well, I'll stand with you. So my dad stood next to me on the doorbell, and Amy was perfectly lovely, and I picked up the kids, and they seemed really happy, and got in the car and said goodbye.
Okay. That was Monday.
Yeah.
And then
I was in Coral Springs or Miami with my folks, and my other brother came down. It was my dad's 70th birthday on July 5th, so we had a party for him, and I had Skype contact with Danny and the boys. And so after we left the next day, he flew up to New York and was in New York that whole time.
Who?
Danny.
Okay.
So Amy went back, and the next day Danny went back to join her, and so he was in New York the whole time I was in. He flew back July 11th.
Okay.
In time to pick up the boys on that Friday afternoon.
Okay. Let's get back to Jeff after you come back to Tallahassee, and I can't remember which day you
So I had lost my voice.
Right.
So I got back to Tallahassee, my parents came with us, and then Saturday morning I took my folks to get the rental car. They left, and I had a cold, and I wasn't feeling well, so I kind of just was in my house all day Saturday. Sunday, Jeff and I made plans to go see, so Sunday the 11th, 12.
Look at your phone.
Yeah, Sunday the 13th.
You hadn't seen him since you drove back on the 29th.
That's right. So July 13th, I saw him. We went to a movie and then got some dinner and we're talking, and it was confusing because I missed him and it was nice to be with him, but I also felt kind of like uncertain given his behavior in Gainesville. I have kids. I feel really protective of, if someone...
And that'll be the 13th?
The 13th is when I went out with him.
Okay. That's a Monday?
No, it was a Sunday. And then the 14th was the night I went to yoga, and he came and seemed to want to go out a lot the rest of the week, and I just knew I needed some headspace to figure out what to do.
Okay, the 13th you went out with Jeff, went to a movie. The 14th you went to yoga.
Mm-hmm.
He went to yoga.
Yeah.
But no discussion. Oh, no, you email him later.
And say just I'd like a week off.
I'd like a week off. Like you're informing your employer that you need some personal time. So you're giving them notice that you're going to use some PTO. Okay, Wendy, sure. I can't with her. I cannot. And I had something else more important to say, but now I can't remember because as I was ready to talk about the important thing I was going to say, she came out with this. Oh, I see. I remember now. I suspect that she intended to use Jeff as a distraction for the police to look into in the interim, because she knew she was going to be suspect number one. I mean, she's an attorney. She's educated. She knows these things. This is not like a big surprise. But if you're trying to create an alibi, right, and you're trying to get them to she's got an alibi. She's got the Best Buy guy over at her house. She went to lunch with her girlfriend. She was at ABC Liquor, blah, 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 right? And she turned in some emails and whatnot. So those have timestamps and all the things. And now you need for them to not look at you, but also be looking at somebody else. Enter Jeff. Now here she goes. That's what I was going to say. All right, here we go.
And I'm sure, I don't know, you can find it in my phone. It'll be in my email track of what I sent.
And then basically to Jeff saying, I want some time. He doesn't respond, but he brings up gifts on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you'd had no contact since the yoga on Monday night.
None.
Okay. Nothing, no contact at all
No
since?
text, no email. I told him, I said no text, no email, no nothing.
Is Jeff a violent person?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Jeff own a gun?
I don't think so. My guess would be 100% no, but I guess I was only in his house one time. He certainly could have a gun and I wouldn't know about it, but he never
Lives by himself?
Lives by himself. He'd never talked to me about a gun.
Okay.
He was in the military, so.
Okay, but you've been dating this guy for 9 months. All right. Please excuse the noise outside. I'm sorry about that. I'll try not to interrupt too much because of it. They're mowing. But you've been dating this guy for 9 months and you don't know whether or not he owns a firearm? Girl, bye.
Oh, he was in the military before?
Yeah, he grew up in California. His dad was in the Air Force, and then he was in the Air Force and ended up in Eglin Air Force Base, and he started going to community college and took classes and was really bright and ended up doing a PhD here. Okay.
You don't know if this guy owns a firearm, but you know his whole life story and educational background. Are you kidding me? Also, by the way, happy birthday, Petunia. Happy birthday to you.
At FSU and then taught in Arizona and then just got rehired here. Not rehired, but hired. And that's how Jane knows him, is she's doing a PhD in social work and Jeff is a professor in social work.
Okay. All right. I want to get a picture just to confirm I'm not talking about the right person.
I probably have one on my
Sure.
phone. And you can find him on FSU, right?
How long has he been back at FSU?
Since August.
And you all met through Jane?
Yeah. No, I just have pictures of my kids. Yeah.
You ain't got one single picture of homeboy that you've been dating for 9 months.
This is from my dad's 70th birthday. That's my mom and dad and my boys and me.
Wow.
And they're super cute.
Very nice.
Oh my God.
He's a young 70s.
Look, I don't know what's actually going on with the audio here, but I'm just going to put my theory forth. Usually when this happens, it's a sign of a Dybbuk, a demon, whatever you want to call it, okay? Because evil is present.
Yeah, the boys have blue eyes. Danny has blue eyes too. He slow and controlled smile there. The calls are definitely coming in.
Yeah. I'll go see if I can get a...
Oh, I wanted to call my parents.
Yeah.
Should I wait?
Just for a couple minutes more, I'm just going to get a picture so I know that I'm talking about the right person.
Okay.
It'll come from a database.
Okay. I can listen to messages. Okay.
Sounds like when he came in here, he yelled behind her.
Why are you listening to messages right now? What are you doing, Wendy? And honestly, hold on a minute. How is it that she's scrolling through these pictures of her kids, and I'm sure the boys are absolutely like, hold on, I got distracted for a second. I'm sorry. So I'm sure her boys are adorable. I'm sure that they are. And I'm sure she's a very proud mother. But let me ask you this, Wendy. You realize, right, that you made those children with Dan. In fact, you referenced him a few times about the eye color. The boys have his eye color, right? Isn't that interesting? Yet looking at those pictures and thinking about what's happened to the father of your children, no emotion, zip, zero, nada. Bruh. Come on. Ridiculous. All right, I'm skipping this part. There.
Unfortunately, you're probably going to be
So many
inundated.
calls. So Tracy Cohen was like this woman that I was really, really good friends with, and she and her husband live on Trescott down the street. And they've got 2 little girls. And she was one person, she's the one person that it just really hurt my feelings that after the divorce I felt like she kind of took Danny's side. I think I'd be calling from Park City, Utah. Oh, I've got a message from them. Anyway, so she was calling because she's like, she heard that she's on Trescott. She said, oh, you heard it, I guess. She said the shooting was, she heard that it was Danny, and she called the hospital and they won't give her any information, and so she wanted to find out. But I wonder, like, Tracy's husband, Jeremy, is a friend of Danny's. I probably should tell them that.
Oh my
I'm
God.
Sorry.
Sorry, there's just a lot of people, and because I don't know, it makes it difficult sometimes.
Tracy's husband, Jeremy.
Okay, and Tracy's the person that you were just telling me about,
Yeah,
correct?
that I just felt
it was
sad.
kind of felt a little bit hurt when...
Her husband, Jeremy, is friendly with Danny.
All this unnecessary information.
She lives on Trescott, and I'm just thinking Jeremy might be a good person to know about what's going on. I don't know if there's a good person to know. Like, I just...
What I would say, because we're still trying to work on getting his parents
so
notified,
do that
just
first.
kind of, and what I'll do is, if you leave there before I have confirmations, before I get to talk to his parents, I got your number, I'll call you as soon as, they know. And obviously it's, unfortunate, like things like this do get around, and it's sometimes for your benefit too, because you're going to start getting inundated. Right. And sometimes my suggestion is, if you're comfortable with it, like have someone else man your phone or something like that.
I want to see this. I now have 2 messages from the Utah.
Yes, Nessie, this is the victim advocate that she's kind of ordering around like staff. Like maybe you should call this person or that person or
Here, like,
oh my
barely
god.
Oh god. He's the academic dean at the law school, and he's saying it's an emergency. I'm guessing it's an emergency because he wants to know what's going on with Danny's. It's not an emergency.
You don't need to talk really to anybody but who you want, you know.
Let me just listen to these puppies.
I'm waiting to get to that part, Violet. If I were the victim's advocate at this point, I would be trying to advocate away from her. I'd be like, there's got to be some busy work I can do in an office or something because I can't be with this woman anymore.
Lynn called
I agree,
not
Amy.
knowing anything at 4:47 just to chat.
And that might have been before they got in touch with her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like at a little before 5, she was just calling to shoot the shit.
Wow, Amy. Other Amy, not Amy in the chat. But she's up. Is it? Maybe let me make sure that's actually her name. Hold on, that she's just talking smack about. For some reason, puppies is coming up randomly. Who knows?
Lynn called not knowing anything at 4:47.
Oh, Lynn called. I'm sorry, Lynn. I got
And
distracted
that
by
might have been before
cats.
they got in touch with her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, you're throwing Lynn under the bus now too. Is anybody safe from you, Wendy? My gosh.
a little before 5, she was just calling to shoot the shit.
Yes, proud. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's so rude. Yeah, it's an emergency. I guess the demon has entered the interrogation room again. She's just casually listening to her messages like, no big deal. Just down at the police station. They just told me that the father of my child was shot this morning and isn't going to make it, but let me check all my voicemails.
Do you hear it?
It's almost like she's reveling in being the quote unquote victim. Makes me dislike you even more, Wendy.
That's really. She was saying that was my friend that was at the lunch.
Who gives a rat's fat kneecap?
Like she thought it was Danny's fault that I was there.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Hey, his parents, do I know whether they have any medical issues?
Oh God, you're gonna get called right now.
We've been working on it. We're trying to get the law enforcement to go. But
His mom is a large woman and has some ongoing health issues.
Okay.
I think they're both actually. I mean, they're turning 70 this
Sure.
year. So,
okay.
oh my God, I can't.
Do you don't have a number for his sister, do you?
Let me see. I might actually. I recently went through my phone and deleted stuff I wasn't
Right.
using, but let me see if I have Shelly. I don't have Shelly.
And it's Shelley Markel.
Markel.
Markel. Is it SHELL?
Y. Just Y. I think I have Phil.
Okay.
I do. I have Phil's.
Okay. Because we tried Ruth's number and she didn't answer.
So a lot of times they have a place up north that they go to on the weekends. I don't have that number, but Phil might answer his cell phone. So here's
877.
It's he does a lot of business, and so I think it's a toll-free number.
Okay.
Well, let me see if I have Ruth's.
Okay.
If I have
Angela asks
country house number.
if Wendy's going to be arrested. That's like the $11 billion question. I do think that she will be. This is what I think is going to happen. I think that after Wendy has testified at Donna's trial, they've been investigating her since 2014, and they've tried a number of, ways to connect her to this, to Dan's murder, because at the end of the day, the person who benefited the most from his death was Wendy. And even in prosecuting Charlie and now Donna, Wendy's custody situation was at the core of the motive for this murder, according to the state, right? I would say that there's more to it than that, just because I think people are multifaceted and it's never just one thing. It's usually a buildup of multiple things. But, I think that it's possible that the custody situation was the straw that broke the camel's back and pushed them into this. Not that that's Dan's fault or anything. It's just that they're evil people, and this is what evil people do. So I do think at some point that Wendy is going to be arrested, but I know that she has derivative use immunity for Charlie's trial, her brother, and for Donna's trial. So I suspect that after Donna is convicted, and I do think she will be convicted, I think Wendy's going to be next. The one that I'm really not on, that I think might actually not ever be arrested is Harvey, because her father, because I think it's going to be much more difficult for the state. There's knowing and then there's proving, right? So for the state, I think that they suspect, and they might even know that Harvey is complicit in this, but proving that to a jury of 12 people might prove difficult. So Harvey, I think, might be the only one that escapes justice in that way. The justice system, I should say. I believe the universe will serve everybody justice. All right, here we go.
Is there any update from the hospital?
I haven't spoken with them.
If people wanted to
I
know,
did speak with ICU. I spoke with the nurse.
Is that the number you have for Ruth's house?
No.
His parents are recently divorced.
Okay.
I think she's at that number.
Okay. All right. Obviously, it's something we try to avoid, as far as we like to have someone make contact in person, but we're just not having any luck right now because we don't have an address. We have business, because I was able to Google stuff and see the business
Yeah,
stuff.
but they're not going to be there.
Right. So this is what we're going to try and do.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. Generally, we like to try to get someone there for someone, but sometimes time isn't necessarily always on our side.
Because they want someone.
Well, they need to tell someone, because eventually he's going to need someone to make those decisions and stuff like that.
Okay. It looks bizarre to get these messages of about book club and
How life kind of sometimes just keeps moving.
recommending students for jobs and sort of waiting.
Are you seriously saying this right now, Wendy, with your judgy ass? You just talked about the nice meal that you had, the lunch that you had with your, when they were not talking to
I can't
you.
help but feeling like this is all my fault.
Oh,
Why do you feel that way?
Why would someone?
let's listen to that part again, because that chuckle at the end of that, I say, is quite telling. Please hold. Are you ready to hear it? Let me make sure that I have this turned up loud. All right, here we go. Listen to how she says, I have a feeling this is all my fault. And the advocate says, why would you feel like that? And she chuckles. Listen for the chuckle.
I can't help but feeling like this is all my fault.
Why do you feel that way?
Why would somebody do this, right? If I had been still married to him, then there wouldn't be anyone that was angry, right? There wouldn't be any kind of disgruntled, wouldn't be Amy's husband. This can't be a random act of violence. This has to be on purpose. Someone did this for a reason.
But this is what I tell everybody, you don't cause people's actions. You can control your actions.
Now, listen, Miss Victim's Advocate, I understand that you don't know anything that's going on right now, and this ain't your fault. Okay, so I'm not even blaming on you, but this situation, you absolutely, you can cause people's actions. Like specifically, if you pay them to murder somebody, that is another human being causing a separate human being to do an action. I know you don't know this at this point, Miss, but Wendy does. And then she is leaking. People always, no matter how removed or cold or unemotional they seem, human beings always leak. Always. The truth always comes out. Maybe not the whole truth, maybe not every detail of the truth, but this is leakage. Let's go.
Actions, you can't control anyone else's. And I know it's hard, and as you and I kind of talk throughout this process, when time comes I'll make recommendations for things that might be good for you and for the boys, but right now let's just kind of deal with tonight.
Yeah,
we'll get there eventually.
Let me I want to send some text sort of canceling my plans. Like, I'm actually at 6:30 I was supposed to be at a party by now, so let me tell.
Oh yes, sure.
The person throwing it works at Beavis Funeral Home.
Okay.
My friend Elizabeth is a mortician. She's the prettiest mortician I've ever met. What did we say I should tell people?
Just say
another weird, non-necessary detail that her friend is the prettiest. Hey, mortician she's ever met. Hey, Wendy. Why don't you text your friend Lynn and check on your kids?
Can't make it tonight.
Yeah, just like, I'm very sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'll be in contact soon.
I'm trying to tell y'all the interrogation room. Excuse me.
Yeah, I never.
The interrogation room. I'm telling you that it picks up on evil, and every time Wendy has said something that is out of the way, inappropriate for the circumstances, let me text and cancel my plans for the party that I'm having. But also, I probably should doesn't mention, hey, maybe I should check on my boys, see how they're doing, make sure they're okay. They're at your friend's house, a friend that, they know, but still, I'd want to be checking. And then we hear the buzzing. That's how you know. Evil lurks.
Heard of that? Is that a thing?
I think it's newer for newer people getting married and don't have as much money to spend on weddings, so you do a stock the bar party, so at least you get all your liquor or maybe just stock a bar at your house. I don't know, but that was my interpretation when I've heard of the stock the bar
I'll
parties.
be drinking that bourbon for dinner.
Do you like bourbon?
No.
I don't know much about bourbon.
I don't know anything about bourbon. I asked her okay, so that was tonight's plan. And then tomorrow, should I be
Don't worry about tomorrow. Just go ahead and do your tonight since you were supposed to be there at, basically now. And
I just feel like I shouldn't be going about my life as if it were normal. Like the kid, I don't know how to do that.
Well, and then, you know what? You're going to be able to call your parents soon. And then I think once your parents get here, they'll kind of be able to help guide you on what's best.
Yeah.
So don't worry about canceling tomorrow's plan. You have a bunch of time to do that in between. And this is, the most important thing in keeping yourself the least amount of stress.
Come on now.
Sane, unstressed, whatever word you want to use.
So Robin kept telling me I had to call Jimmy. Should I call?
Who's Jimmy?
Jimmy is my divorce attorney. So
and Robin's your friend.
Robin's a good friend.
Was Robin the one that you were at lunch with?
No.
Okay. I would just, again, I don't think that might be...
send an email to Jimmy Judkins and just ask if I heard there was an urgent matter. Do you need something?
If that would make you feel better, that's fine. Were you guys going through any new thing with your divorce? Or?
I have a meeting that was coming up. So basically what happened is when we got divorced last summer, when when we got divorced last summer, the settlement agreement was that Danny really wanted to stay in the house. So the agreement was that he would stay in the house and he would pay me my half of the house. And he had until like mid-October to do it, and he just didn't do it. And so I asked him, like, where's the money? Like, what happened? And he said, I have compelling reasons and I'm not paying it. And I said, well, what are the reasons? And he said, I'm not telling you. So I rehired my attorney and we filed a motion in court. It just keeps going on and on. But anyway, it's like taking forever. You're a victim advocate. It's taking forever to get through court. It's teaching me to have a lot more patience as an attorney. But we have like a meeting coming up soon. It was supposed to be the 24th, and then Jimmy just moved it to the 30th or the 31st. So that's why I feel like, what's the urgency if it's not about this? Like, what would he need to talk about?
When did he start sending those emails?
This, like, I'd
Or
actually,
voicemail, or
I got one from Robin at 5 and one at 6. And that's unusual, and she's not like...
And I don't know, what's Rob, but she might have inklings of what's going on, and she might be you need to contact an attorney. But again, you're not being, looked at as a suspect. They're just clearing.
Well, I'm trying to help. I mean...
And you have been, and I think you and Investigator Isom have been able to communicate well with each other and everything.
Okay, so Jimmy sent an email to me. So when we had our hearing with the judge about whether Danny needed to pay me, the judge was like, you need to pay her the money. Like, we're going to hold you in contempt of
Which
court.
judge is it now? I know they just changed all the judges.
They
over
do.
there.
So it was Judge Hobbs.
Before? Okay.
So like Judge Hobbs at that hearing. And she was like, I'm going to put you in jail. Like, pay her the money.
Right.
And he was like, well, Your Honor, I have, I'm going to file a motion for full custody of the kids, and I'm going to file a motion for, he never did that, but like a motion for sanctions against Wendy's attorney, who's Kristen Adelson. I don't know if you... So Kristen was my attorney, and so because he filed sanctions against my attorney, Kristen was like, I can't represent you anymore. I need to represent myself. Like, I need to be a witness in your case because he's impugning my professional reputation. So Kristen hooked me up with Jimmy to be my attorney instead. And so now Jimmy's my attorney. And so we're trying to now I've got Jimmy writing to me and Kristen and trying to work this all out. But they wrote this at 344. Clearly they had no idea, because all it says is basically we have a new judge, and I think this is good news, and here's some stuff we have to do on our case.
Okay. Yeah. And
I'm
again,
gonna skip it.
I don't think you really need to be stressed. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think when time comes, I think anyone that's been trying to reach you about anything will understand completely and entirely why.
What's going on?
Yes.
God, there's like a young faculty member at the law school, this guy Mark, who had a heart attack. Mark is like 33 or 34. I did yoga with him. He's like super fit, healthy. He just had like a congenital heart defect. So, he's fine. He's actually alive. He made it. He's okay. But, the whole law school is like, oh my God, like what happened? And now that's why Manuel's called twice. And it says it's from Park City. That's where his wife is from. So either he never changed his cell phone. That's possible. He either never changed. I've never talked to Manuel outside of school. So either.
And he's the dean of the law school?
He's not. So there's like the dean in charge of everything, and then there's like the academic dean.
Okay, because the law school is pretty much separate. I mean, it is part of the university, but it has its own academic deans and all those type of.
Did you go to FSU?
I did.
Yeah. I did. Did they do the one book, one campus thing when you were there? Did they pick a book? Did you go undergrad or master's? Or?
Both.
Yeah. Were you in social work?
I was. I graduated fall of, how long ago was that already? I think 2011.
It's Jeff's phone number.
I have his work number and cell phone. The work number would be the...
Can we just take a moment to pause right here and acknowledge the fact that the conversation that is occurring right now between the victim's advocate and Wendy, are they on the getting to know you portion of the date? I'm very confused here. I've seen some things about, I've watched a ton of true crime. I've covered a ton of true crime. And yet I have my jaw on the floor. Again, even though I've seen this 11 billion times, I shouldn't be shocked. None of this is shocking to me. It's still shocking to me. Like, why are you asking the victims? Like, this goes beyond the, oh, you went to FSU. Oh, cool. Me too. And leaving it there. No. She's asking her, like, we've moved past the whole I'm your victim's advocate, and now we're into the getting to know you portion of the date. This is so odd to me and uncomfortable. I don't know what else to say. This is Jesus, Wendy.
Who is that?
The Bainbridge.
And then let's talk about this horrific ringtone. What is it with people that are in these situations that never understand? Do you know where you're at? Like, whenever I go into a building, I have a ringtone, and I only keep it on when I have my granddaughter with me, because, sometimes I get busy or I'm not right up on my phone and I don't, whatever. But by 99% of the time, I keep my phone on silent. I don't even really like it to vibrate. The only time I let it vibrate is when it's in my purse. But these people are in here with whole ringtones, and they're the most annoying ringtones of them all. I just needed to take a moment to say that. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest.
Georgia, I bet you that's the Greenbergs and Cairo that I was saying, Alex and Maya. Do you think we should talk to them?
Not right now. 294.
So that's his, the 294 would be his cell. The other number would be his office number.
Okay. All the news is already on people's.
Meaning what? What's out there?
They just know. I don't know what they
shooting
put
on
out.
Trescott,
Yeah,
I think.
that's basically what's going to happen.
Okay. My kids are not going to see the news, so I'm not worried about that. I guess you're just telling the story.
No, I'm saying that's probably why these people are trying to get a hold of you now.
Yeah.
I need to go back. I need a timeline here.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you wake up this morning?
A little before 8. I know that because the repairman was supposed to be here between 8 and 12, and I didn't set an alarm. So I woke up like, oh God, I need to put some clothes on and get ready.
Okay. What? At 8 o'clock.
He called, or like my mom called. I could see what time the calls came in, but let's see, starting this morning. Yeah, my mom called at 8:09. And then the repair guy called at 8:08, and then my mom called at 8:09. I guess he called her to trying to so then the repair guy called, and I don't remember exactly what time he got there, but like between 8 and 9, probably closer to 9.
Okay, what time did he leave?
Around 10. He could probably tell you, like he'll have a record of what time he called in to figure out whether to repair it or buy a new one.
Okay.
So he'll have a record of his calls too.
Okay, before 10 a.m.? A little before 10 a.m. he left. Okay. And then you went back to working on papers and so forth?
Yeah, I was making some breakfast. I remember I was making oatmeal, so it was taking a while. It was like that kind that you have to stir for a long time. And I was talking to Charlie.
I'm sorry. I can't handle this anymore. Hold on a minute, you guys. I have something for you because this is too much.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Who cares about your oatmeal and how long it was taking to make? Like, see, this is why I can't deal with Wendy. All right. These are unimportant details. These are not relevant details to anything. Who gives a shit about your oatmeal, Wendy? Nobody does. I hope they make it extra lumpy for you in prison.
So there's my call to Charlie, and then I called Renee, my friend who's interviewing for a job at FSU today. She was driving in, and I wanted to wish her good luck and see if I could meet her for a hug at some point today.
Okay.
So that was at 10:24. I called my friend Tova back at 11:22. I think I was just, in between working on the paper, being distracted.
So between 10:24 and 11:22, all right, 10:24 You're talking to
Renee. I talked to her for 18 minutes.
Okay, so now we're up to 1024, 424 plus 18, we're at 40 something.
42?
42?
Yeah. Then I went back to working. And then I tried Danny again. I left a message at 11:42 a.m. It's probably just 27 seconds. I just left him a message.
And this is all at your house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm getting down to this, I'm trying to whittle this down with what they pulled from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever leave your house before you went to the liquor store and got turned around on Prescott?
No.
Never left?
No.
Okay. All right. And so at 10:42, you're done with the call from Renee.
Yeah.
And you don't make another call again, according to what I have here. You called Tova
At 11:22.
at 11:22. So
Nessie says, I always call my friends to see if they can meet just for a hug. Well, I got to get a better class of friends, because never in all my live long days have I ever gotten a call or a text or an email or a private message, a direct message, none of those things from any of my friends just calling me or asking me, hey, Wendy, can we meet for a hug? So I definitely need a better class of friends.
between 10:42.
I worked for a total of like 20 minutes. It's a good thing I'm not on a timesheet.
Okay. So from 10:42.
And you know what? If you took my computer, you could probably find records of like what time I saved the document. And I'd be happy to sign a waiver so you could look at my computer.
And 10:42 to 11:22, you're working on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you remember the call to Tova?
Mm-hmm.
And that
I
was,
just left her. She had called. I was just returning her call,
okay.
So I just left a message. And then I tried Danny. I left him a call. I worked in between. Once again, it would be good. I'll get you my computer if you want to take a look at the documents.
I just have to validate all this. That's all. So,
and you could probably go to my email records, which you should have. When you guys did the phone, you did the email records, so you would have of like what time I sent messages.
Were you sending email messages during those times?
Yeah.
And there it is, folks. There it is. You see, didn't I not just say about 20 minutes ago? I don't know, because she's gotten on my nerves and I've completely lost track of time. But did I not just say that she was set up? She set herself up. These people, her family set her up to have an alibi where she, and here she is mentioning emails with timestamps. Shut up, Wendy.
Yeah.
Like
between 10:42 and 11:22.
I think
like a homicide detective doesn't know how forensic data works.
so, because I don't remember exactly what time, but before I left the house at noon, I sent off the edits, the citations to the law school library to have someone look at my citations on this paper that's due that I no longer care about.
Okay. And so how can we say, do you have some way of showing a timeline of when
I sent email?
No, when you left the house.
Oh yeah. So the only thing I have that is, the only thing that I guess I have is I was waiting to call back this colleague of mine, Joe Davis, and I called him from the car at 12:27, and he was the first call I made as I was pulling out of the driveway. So that was like 12:27.
That's leaving the house.
That was leaving the house. So I got into the car, I put on my earpiece, I called Joe. And Joe was busy with it.
Making a call as you're in the vehicle leaving, so that they'll know that your car, or your cell phone was definitely pinging on the cell tower nearest your home. I can't help but I got to go back to this. Officer Gray very astutely comments, she's so well prepared, almost like it was all planned. Yeah. Wendy. All right, here we go.
Colleague, and then I was returning phone calls. I called back this woman Laura, that was at 12:29, And then I called my friend Jeff Skopek, who's different Jeff, lives in Boston, just had a baby, and so I was catching up with him about his baby. And we were on the phone about 16 minutes. I was on the phone with him on the way to the liquor store.
Joe Davis was the one at 1227?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I actually spoke with Joe. Laura, I left a message, and then Jeff I spoke with for a while, and then the connection cut out. I went into the liquor store, I tried him back again. We talked for a few minutes, connection cut out again, and I was like, I'm at lunch, I'll just call him back later.
Okay. When you went to the liquor store, did you already know what you're going to get, or you had to?
Yeah, I had the name of, I don't know bourbon, but I was supposed to go to this party tonight. It's like a stock the bar party, and so I asked my friend what do they like, and she wrote down the name of the type of bourbon. So I went in the store to get Bulleit bourbon, and so I asked the guy in the store, like, where's your bourbon? And so he showed it
Hey,
to me and I
Abundance,
found it.
good to see you.
Okay.
Welcome
You just
in.
he pointed out where the bourbon was,
Yeah.
and you go there and you just grab the brand that's familiar by the name?
Yeah, that's what they said they wanted. So.
Okay, so you didn't discuss with the clerk whether this good, whether
No.
it's bad?
The only thing I said I discussed is I walked over and he was like, can I see your ID? And I was like, why are you laughing? I could be 18.
Okay.
I was like, and so I was like, I love to be asked how old I am. I'm like, I'm old as dirt. Here you go. And so I handed it to him and he's like, you're not old.
Okay.
So anyway, we had like a little banter and he was like, your eyes are so blue. And I was like, thank you. And
Oh my God, here we go. I'd just like to take up this opportunity to pause for a little fair use commentary and just say that it's my opinion, personal opinion. I can't really, back this up with statistics, but evil frequently comes wrapped in a pretty package, Wendy. So it's more about, it's more important to be pretty on the inside. You definitely are not. That is all. Here we go.
yeah,
Will you put his name underneath there, please?
this is so creepy.
Just print his name.
That looks like him as a student. I wonder if that's like,
Oh, will you sign it as you're saying that's who Jeff Lacoste is?
do you want me to like,
Just sign your name and the
Oh.
date.
okay.
Okay. I just want to confirm
Okay.
who this person is.
Yeah,
Call your folks.
okay. I really don't want to make that call.
I know, but you
I know, I just
you
like.
can wait if you want to.
No,
I feel
I
like
just-
I was holding you up. So.
You were, and I,
I was, okay.
no, I mean, I
Wow.
want them here.
You were, Wendy, because you had a very, very pre-planned, in my opinion, idea about how this whole thing was going to play out. You knew that they were going to, the cops are going to come for you. You knew they were, right? And you had a whole different scenario going on in your head. And the reason why you're miffed and you accidentally just like, this is another leak, in my opinion. The reason why that you just leaked this is because you wanted him to witness this phone call between you and your mother, your parents, because here comes all the things, right? And you just let that out. This, like, you might have, the first time I listened to this, I have to say, initially, my initial impression of this is just that she's rude. That was my initial impression. Okay. But obviously, since then, I've learned some things. I've sat through several trials regarding this case, all the things, right? And now I really do feel like this was accidental, that she had a plan, like she leaked that out. And she's not just rude. She had a plan for how she wanted this interview to go. And he, by not letting her call her parents when she wanted to call her parents and put on a show, he stopped her from doing that, and she's miffed. And it just accidentally came out. Wow, Wendy, you suck. All right, here we go.
I don't want to tell them what happened and what's going on because they're very emotional.
Well,
And
Make sure they're not driving.
well,
or
that's
doing
the
anything.
thing is like they're gonna now get in the car for 8 hours and come up, and
Are they both very emotional? Is one more emotional than the
my
other?
mom's more emotional. My dad's more of a straight shooter.
okay.
Well, people must really know now because I just got a text from someone that said, I know everyone is calling you right now, but could this really be happening?
I just talked with Alan, and he asked me, he was going to take the kids by the house to get some clothes, and said that they have a key but don't know your alarm code.
I didn't set the alarm when I left.
Okay, that makes
But
it easy.
if it goes off, it's 10:13.
Okay, and we spoke with the hospital. We've spoken with his dad. We did make contact with him. One of the other victim advocates was able to make contact with him. I don't know all the ins and outs of the conversation.
I'm sure he's devastated.
He's apparently in Colorado.
Oh.
They're in Aspen, or he's in Aspen, is at least what I understood.
Well, at least he's closer.
Right.
Well, I don't know if that's any closer.
I was going to say, the nurse at the hospital,
Yeah.
the rabbi was up there, and I'm sorry.
That's not. Oh, it doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
Why I'm correcting you. I'm sorry.
And I realized that when I called Jane, I was like, wait, I wrote that wrong. Was talking about something about the rabbi and didn't know what.
I'm sorry. Phil was talking. His dad was talking.
No, the nurse at the hospital,
Yeah.
and this was prior to me getting them in contact about what type of Jewish whatever he practices. Okay.
He calls himself Flexodox, so he's Orthodox-ish. That's why the rabbi is a good choice. The one that's here, Oyerman.
Okay.
He's like his denomination.
He is there. Okay.
So, and he's at the hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, and that's what I thought. And my conversation with him is, oh yes, very familiar. And then when I talked to the nurse, so we may have been talking about two different people because.
Do we have an update on what's going on medically? Like,
I didn't even ask because I know somebody else is dealing with that. And my understanding is he's in ICU. Last I heard was he was probably not going to survive. But they are trying to work out the organ donor aspect of that whole thing.
And you told his dad this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are aware.
And is he coming? Is he?
Well, and Melanie spoke with him, and I hadn't had a chance to sit down and talk with her since, because I was on the phone. I was trying to give the nurse a heads up to say, hey, just so you know, we've talked to the dad. He's going to be calling, so that random person didn't call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
did Alan say the kids needed clothes? They can just sleep in their closet.
Well, and he didn't know how long you were going to be, and stuff like that. And Jane called and said when you are ready to go, she would like to come up here and go with you if she need, just so you're not going by yourself. That type.
Am I allowed to take my car?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Did they keep the keys or?
I don't know if.
I know she had the keys. Did we ever get them from? Did someone take the keys?
Jim did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He may not have given them back. I'll double check. Again, we're all doing different things, so I may have missed something, but I'll double check.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the keys. I'm gonna call my parents. Okay.
And y'all spoke with Ixon about
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to let you guys know, for everybody who's just joining us, thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of new names in the chat, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for stopping in. I know a lot of people are covering this case. I've been following this for a very long time, and seeing Donna go to trial is one of the highlights of 2025. I'm ready for her to face the consequences of her actions. I think Wendy will be next. I just want to let you guys know also that I will be streaming the trial every single day. Okay. So if you like hanging out over here, we'd love to have you come and hang out with us, and we'll listen to, the trial together and, all of that. We're going to listen to Wendy call her mom, and then I'm probably going to call it a day, I think, just for today. But tomorrow I'll be back at the very same time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, and we're going to go over Luis Rivera's interrogation, which is quite interesting. And I can't wait to go over that with you guys tomorrow. So if you're just joining, you don't know anything about this case, all the way up until the trial starts, we will, technically it starts tomorrow with jury selection, but when opening statements begin, I'm going to go back through all the old stuff, so that you, if you don't know anything about this case and are interested, you'll be caught up and understand everything that's happening in the trial and why I'm so snarky when it comes to Donna's shenanigans. So, oh, thank you so much, Tess. Thank you. Tess said trial days at the Ward are fantastic. Anna caps locks. Thank you so much. And Kelly says, yes, what Tess Max said, she tells no lies the best. Thank you so much. You know, Officer Gray, I always thought that was interesting too, that they never would fly up to Tallahassee, that they would just drive the 8 hours. Like, it's a boring drive. You know, everybody's familiar with the layout of Florida. It's not a very wide state, but it is a very long state. So if it were me and I were going from, because I lived in Florida on the West Coast. So if I were going from the West Coast to the East Coast, yeah, I'd drive. But if I were going from Tallahassee to Miami, I would be on a plane. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap. 8 hours is too long in a car. I can't entertain myself that long. I'm sorry, I can't. All right, here we go.
You said that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Do you need anything? Are you hungry? I know you know, some people won't. All right.
I don't know how to tell them this.
I think you're going to be upset.
They're very angry with him, right? Like, well, this isn't like it's their son, but he's the father of my kids, and this is a very, pardon my language, fucked up situation.
Don't pardon your language at all. I would, you know what? When I was talking to, I would let them, you know, first because you're upset, so let them know that I'm okay.
Yeah.
As in you're okay.
Well, that's why I need to call them, because my mom would be like, "What happened to my?" Like, if the police called, my mom would lose her shit.
Right, and that's why we always try to, like, you know, get people there in person, or you know, get So, you know, just say, Danny.
7 o'clock already. I have to see my kids before they go to bed. I'm sure they're not going to want to go to bed without me, but like.
And I'm sure they're going to be hyped up a little bit because they're at someone's house.
Oh my god.
This is not a normal situation, and things are going to happen a little bit abnormal. And
no, I know. I'm just picturing like.
And you know, part of
just
it.
So innocent. They don't know anything, and like they should not have to go through this. They're so little.
But you know what?
Okay, now we have a couple of things happening simultaneously. Currently, we have the glitch in the audio, which I will tell you, it's my opinion. I've said this many times, that is how you know evil lurks. Okay, because the electronics get messed up. Then we have they're so little. Now she's giving us NK before NK. So maybe NK was giving us 2014 Wendy Adelson when she was in the interrogation room. They're so little. Remember that?
Kids are resilient, and sometimes the younger they are, the more resilient they are. And you, I can tell already, are a compassionate and strong woman. And better than all that too is you've got an awesome support system, whether it be your family or just you've got a ton of people calling you. You've got a network, so you'll have people to help be strong for you.
People must be figuring this out. I just got a call from Karen.
Wendy, the officer just told you like 5 seconds ago that the news has coverage and people are, you know, that's why you're getting the calls. And here you go. Every time you get a text or a call, people must just be figuring this out. Shut up. Also, this is for y'all. All right, let's get through this last little bit. We're almost done.
She's friends with Robin, who used to live here but is in Oregon now, and she just got a call from Robin.
And I will say that the
Oh,
police,
Facebook. They're all probably talking to each other on Facebook.
I mean, people communicate. Like,
no, I know, but like, Danny's very public.
and then they're all probably trying to call him and say, hey, where are you at? What are you doing? And
Right,
then,
and so he's not responding, and he's always very responsive. They must have each other's contact on Facebook and then be connecting with each other.
And then
Oh, look
what'll
at you,
happen is they'll get
Columbo.
really frustrated because they'll try to contact the police department. We're not telling anyone anything. They'll try to contact the hospital. Hospital's
Like, Wendy, why are you acting like you're having some type of epiphany or you're solving a crime? Like, give me I find this part of her trying to understand why people are calling her. I mean, are you not aware? I know, I don't understand this act. It's so ridiculous to me.
like, no.
Here comes Chelsea. Okay, I'm gonna call my parents.
Okay.
I have no idea what to say because I don't even know that he's dead. I just
You
know
don't,
that he has
but-
been shot, and
But all signs of what everyone's telling you, I mean, when they start talking, sorry to be blunt, organ donation,
I know that's
he's
the one that
not,
really.
he's kind of,
Okay, so I just want to tell them what happened and that I need them here,
and
that
they're
I'm
gonna come
fine
up
and
here
the
probably.
kids are fine.
Mhm. And let them know.
Why are you practicing what to tell your parents? This is so odd to me. This is so odd. When my mom died, the person they called was my sister. My sister and I have talked about everything that happened that day so many times, and never once has she ever said, and I sat there with the officers on the phone and I asked them what they thought I should tell you. She didn't do any of that. You know what my sister did? She just freaking called me and she said, where are you? And I said, I'm in the car. And she said, because I was at the doctor's, I said, I'm at the doctor's. I'm about to get in the car. And she said, when you get in the car, it's important. Call me. And I said, all right. As soon as I got in the car, I called her. There was not all of this, hemming and hawing and what should I tell them? Like, these are your parents. This woman doesn't know your parents. So how is she in a position to advise you about what you tell them, you weirdo? What are you doing right now? Sorry, I'm getting yelly.
When they ask, say the kids are with Lynn and Alan. I'm going to probably be seeing them relatively soon.
I will, right? I'll be out of here soon. Yeah, okay.
I know it's
It was
probably,
so
you're in
creepy
like
to see Jeff's picture. Like, it looked like a weird mugshot. Like, it's, can you, oh, dear God. Okay.
nervous.
No, I just, I think it's shock reaction. You know, right? Shock reaction?
Yeah. Oh, and I'm a shaker when I get upset. So, yeah.
Oh,
I really don't.
So now she's checking in with the victim's advocate to make sure that her reactions are appropriate. What the actual F? Wendy? This is why people, I'm people, have suspected this heffalump from day one because of this shenanigan right here. Why would you ever check with the victim advocate to make sure your behavior is appropriate? And also, by the way, what would make you think that the victim's advocate would tell you that your behavior was not appropriate? Not to your face. Anyway, she or he might talk about it with the detectives.
Okay, here goes. This is the worst day of my life. Maybe I should text them if I can't reach them. Hi, Mom. How's it going? Mom, I need you to sit down. I am fine. The boys are fine. I need you to sit down. I'm fine, and the boys are fine. Danny has been. You can put me on speaker. Yeah. Danny has been shot. And I don't think he's gonna make it. And so I know. So I found this out around 1 or 2 today, and I'm at the police station, and I'm trying to help them figure out who may have done this. The boys are fine. I had Lynn and Alan pick them up from school, and they're with Lynn and Alan right now. And I'm gonna leave here soon and go be with them. But I really need you to come here and be with me. But I want you to either fly, obviously you can't leave right now, but I need you to get yourself together. If it's too much to drive, I'd really rather that you flew up. I'm at the police station, and I'm gonna leave soon and be with the boys before they go to bed. They're with Alan and Lynn, and they're totally fine. Yeah, the boys are fine, but they don't know anything yet. In his house, I know. So I just need you to calm down before you get in the car, okay? Okay, so, and it's evening, so if you want to come here tomorrow, I have a lot of people that'll, be here with me, and, we'll have a lot of support. So I want you to take your time and just be safe in getting here, but I'd like you to come when you can, okay? Yeah. Okay, all right.
I think that I just have this question. Wendy, is take your time and be safe code for literally wash the money and get, plenty of time to literally wash the money, give it to Charlie, and have him staple it? Is that what's happening? Oh my God. And also, we can hear Donna. We've all heard Donna before when Donna has gotten a little too turned, a little too hyped. Does she sound excited, like hyped at all, or uncalm? She doesn't to me. She actually answered the phone, and whenever Wendy said to sit down, she actually sounded like what we've heard so many times when somebody is waiting around for this call and then they get the call because they already know what's happened.
Love you. I think Jane might, I have the car here, but Jane might take me. I'm not going to be alone, so I have a lot of support, and I'll be fine. Yeah, if you could just come here, that would be great. He's in the ICU in the hospital. Okay, but be careful, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, love you too. Bye. Mom. Oh.
You did awesome with that call.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
And you handled it.
I just wanted you, I talked to Alan, okay? And just because, my suggestion to him, just because we don't know what's going on, was if he goes to the house.
Sorry, my mom might be calling back because she heard me. Mom? You did, yeah. I just wanted to ask if you could just tell Charlie for me. I just don't want to be making calls right now, so if you could just tell Charlie for me, that would be great. Okay.
I'm sitting that's code for, hey mom, I'm sitting in the cop shop and I don't want to be making calls to my co-conspirator from the cop shop. So could you handle that call for me because I'm being monitored currently? Thanks. Never once did Donna even ask, do his parents know? Oh my gosh, his poor parents. With none of that. None of that.
And just like it's on the news a little bit that there was a shooting on Trescott, and so I'm starting to get a lot of calls, and I'm not going to be answering them unless they're from you. So I would really try not to tell anybody what's going on just yet, just because like he's in the hospital and I talked to Charlie earlier today, obviously before any of this happened. Like I talked to him at like 10 this morning, and he said that he was coming to visit you guys this weekend, and he had plans, and he sounded good. I just can't, Mom. So can you just tell him? Yeah, just tell him for me, and then I'm sure I'll talk to him soon. But I don't want to be on the phone unless I have to right now. Okay? Okay. All right. Love you too. Bye.
What about your other brother, Wendy?
My mom handled that pretty well.
Of
Could
course
you
she
hear her?
handled
Yeah.
that pretty well. Could you hear her?
You know, because you're a mama, but mom's always going that natural instinct to kind of protect and help. And
Yeah. I'm waiting to hear from you whenever you can. That's Jane. When she said she's here if I need company or a ride, do you think she meant here like metaphysically? Or
Oh
here,
my
like, in the
God.
lobby?
Do you think she meant metaphysically or like actually in the lobby? Oh my God. I can't with her. Hold on a minute. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. Let's just finish this up. We're almost done.
no, I think I would hope metaphysically. And again, remind me, Jane's the neighbor down the street that oh no, Jane. Okay.
Are you here?
Yeah, I think it sounded like Joanna said she talked to her recently though, right?
All right. Hey, I just wanted to say I talked with Alan. My recommendation for you tonight, just because we don't know what's going on, is to stay somewhere, possibly. And he said that you are more than
Can I
welcome
stay
to
at
stay
their
at their
house?
house. Yeah, so I wanted to let you know that.
Great.
Because I don't want you going home, just because we don't know what's going
I
on.
just am a little scared.
Oh, shut up,
really
Wendy. You're
bothers-
not scared. Stop it. Stop playing with these people. All right, you guys. I got to end it here. I got to make my little granddaughter some lunch. It's 12:03. I'm late. I want to thank you guys all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And I also want to mention one thing else. I did not hear a thank you one. I just want to point that out. She's kind of got bad manners, aside from being, a complete evil person. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. I really hope that you'll join me tomorrow morning when we go over Luis Rivera's interrogation video statement, because he leaks too. And there's some things in there that he mentions that I think are quite interesting. And I really want to talk to you, especially with respect to Wendy. And I really want to go over those with you guys. And it's not as long of a video, so we don't have to skip it through. We're going to watch it all the way through. And I don't have my little munchkin tomorrow, so it's, I'll be able to do that. Probably should have started with this one first, but whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Be sure to leave a like on the live. I'd appreciate it very, very much. I'll talk to you guys yesterday. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you yesterday. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Be safe out there. Bye. Oh, Kelly, 9 a.m. Central, 10 Eastern. All right. For real. Bye, you guys.